It's really about helping the students learn how to learn from each other, how to teach each other, which are more lifelong learning lessons.
Okay, I don't have the word.
One of the programs that I participate in are robotics, and it's really great to be able to collaborate on something and to see solely something that didn't exist before, and now it's only this moving kind of machine that can understand concepts and sort of do what you tell it to do. And you gain that understanding and that knowledge about how things work.
Well, Northside is an amazing institution that I've had the privilege of going to for the last 3 years of my life, and it's opened so many doors of opportunities for me, and I think it's a great place for people to really experience like the most full of their potential.
Something Northside, opened up was a program to Cambodia, and I didn't apply last year, and I was going to apply this year, but then I realized there was this other program with the same, group to Costa Rica and Panama, and I applied to that because I thought it would just be perfect. It's Spanish speaking, the environment, and traveling to a different country, which are things that I love, and I just heard back a few days ago and I got in.
One of the best things about Latin is that a lot of people consider it a dead language, and the question I'm most often asked is, why are you studying a language that no one speaks anymore? But delving into subject matter that no one else really knows, but is the basis of everything today, all of the laws and the civilization we have today, and even our language, which derives more than half from Latin. So it's just a really interesting subject matter that not many people know much about.
I can say on a personal level, having graduated from Northside as a student back in 2005, that this environment gave me the skills and it gave me the ability to be successful at the next level, which for me was going to the University of Illinois. It's what inspired me to want to be a teacher because I had excellent teachers here.
My honors U.S. history teacher has us sometimes take the desks and pretend they're properties, and we'll have battles, and we'll do like a whole Indian removal sketches. We'll act things out. It's really fun.
It's difficult to talk about the accomplishments of Northside because
things that makes Northside really special are the people. We have an amazing student body. We have amazing faculty and staff. Our students come from, and faculty and staff come from all over the city, so we have this wonderfully diverse population of people who come together in the spirit of community and learning on a regular basis. I would also say the opportunities that our students have and our faculty and staff have also make Northside special. So being able to learn and engage with and work with people from all over the city, whether those are adults or teenagers, each and every day, and having those diverse experiences come into the same space, whether that's diversity in terms of race or ethnicity or neighborhood or cultural experiences, all of that coming together in this one space, I think, is what makes Northside very special. First and foremost, I would describe the typical Northside student as teenagers. Whether they're at Northside or any other place, teenagers are teenagers. Northside students specifically, I would say that you have everything from your students who are really into athletics to students who are quirky and into dance or into special clubs. So there's a wide variety of interests. Again, going back to that diversity, there are so many different types of students, but I think one of the great things about Northside students is you'll see that mix, that kind of cross-collaboration of interests, whether it's academics, so your math student might also be the dance student who speaks 2 different languages or 3 different languages. So there's this wonderful, wonderful range with our students. I think I would be remiss if I didn't point out that our students are incredibly kind and supportive to each other. So we see that on a daily basis, even in the way that they've been supporting each other the last 7 months and the way that they're continuing to support each other right now. I would describe the Northside teachers and staff as super dedicated. They are experts in their fields. They're experts who are dedicated to learning and growing with teenagers. Not only that, they're dedicated to continuing to learn and grow in their practice. So our faculty and staff are incredibly supportive of our students. They're incredibly supportive of each other. And I feel like I am lucky to be able to work with such a dedicated faculty and staff on a regular basis. It's very much in our name that we're a college preparatory high school. So our goal is to prepare students for post-secondary success, but we also recognize that our students take very different pathways. So we feel, even though we're preparing our students to go off to college and explore everything that has to offer, and we believe that they're well prepared for that, there are other options available, and we encourage students to pursue those pathways as well. Just as there are various pathways in the 4 years that students are here that they can take, we recognize that students are going to take different pathways when they leave here. So whether it's going the traditional college pathway or going into service or some kind of service to the community, we feel that students are well prepared based on their education and their experiences here. Last year, we didn't get a chance to celebrate our 20th anniversary, but this school has been in existence for 20 years. And I was lucky enough to be a faculty member when the school opened in 1999, and then come back as the principal of Northside. And the way in which the school has stayed true to the founding principles, and we've learned and we have grown with our students and how our student population has changed over the years. I'm very, very proud of that, and I know that in the upcoming days, upcoming months, upcoming years, the school will continue to adapt to serving the needs of students in Chicago public schools and serving the kids that are in front of us each and every day. So I'm really proud of the work that we do.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede!
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the post-game show brought to you by Marion Central Catholic. My name's Kyle Smith. But my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. It's senior night as the Hurricanes win a battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. We broadcast sporting events for people of all ages, including adult leagues, high school leagues, and kids. Complete with professional-looking graphics, broadcasters, color analysis, and commercials. We do pre- and post-game interviews with the players. In addition, Sports Broadcast Solutions does highlight films, including college recruiting reels, highlight films you'd see on sports news programs, and just simply highlight films for fun. Sports Broadcast Solutions also provides raw footage and live streams if you'd like. Subscribe to us and listen to our professional talk videos about relevant topics in the pro and college ranks. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, contact us at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital world. It's October 26th, 1991, Game 6 of the 91 World Series at the Metronome in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It's an unlikely matchup between the Atlanta Braves and the Minnesota Twins. The Twins won the World Series just 4 years ago, but like the Braves, they weren't supposed to be here. Kirby Puckett is at the plate, and you might know what happens next on this 2-1 pitch. And for that, I'll give you a virtual high five due to your ability to use the internet. But for those of you who don't want to cheat via Wikipedia or BaseballReference.com, let's get in that DeLorean and crank it to 88 miles per hour. It's time to travel back in time, or as SB Nation would say, let's rewind. The 1991 Fall Classic was far from straight chalk when it comes to the gambling mindsets of sports bettors. According to TampaBay.com, the Braves were once 250-1 odds-on favorites to win the World Series. If you bet $100 during training, that was a great bet, as they were 100-1 odds to win it all. In fact, both teams finished in last place in their respective divisions the year prior. The Braves were actually in the National League West back then, and although they'd be dominant in the later part of the decade, the beginning of the 1990s wasn't friendly to Bobby Cox's team. The first year of the 90s saw the Braves finish the regular season at just 65-97, but general manager John Schuerholz saw something in Cox, and the fiery skipper became the head honcho on June 23, 1990, replacing Russ Nixon. It didn't lead to an improvement when it came to wins. The Braves were 25-41 when Nixon received the pink slip, and they finished the year 26 games out of first with Cox as the manager. Still, the players seemed to respond to the 50-year-old skipper the next season. The Braves were notably better, but a World Series appearance still seemed very unlikely on July 11th. A .500 record at just 40-40, the Braves were on the cusp of being sellers at the trade deadline. But then something happened. The Braves just refused to lose. An incredible 54-28 finish to the season saw the Braves 4 wins away from a National League pennant. They clinched the division on a second to last of the season, with the Braves remaining in first place from September 20th until the clincher on October 5th. The stunned Los Angeles Dodgers couldn't believe it. How could a Braves team who were at .500 practically halfway through the season keep them from an NL pennant? As for the Braves themselves, next came the Pittsburgh Pirates, led by Silver Slugger Barry Bonds. If the regular season was crazy enough for Atlanta sports fans to start believing, the 1991 National League Championship Series was something we probably won't ever see again. 4 shutouts took place in the series, including 3 1-0 shutouts. The Pirates were the heavy favorites to advance to the World Series. A 98-win team, the Pirates won the division by an easy 14 games. John Smiley won 20 games for the Buccos, the last time a Pirates pitcher won 20 games during the 20th century. Doug Drabick was the reigning NL Cy Young Award winner, and with Bombs and Bobby Bonilla still in the primes of their careers, there's no way that Bobby Cox's Cinderella story could still wear their gold slipper going into the championship round, right? Wrong. Tom Glavine, the 1991 NL Cy Young winner, was on this Braves team, but he actually underperformed in the series. Game 1 went to the better-seeded Pirates, a well-deserved 5-1 win to the higher seed as the Pirates scored the game's first 5 runs. Glavine was the loser in this one by walking 3 batters and giving up 4 unearned runs. Atlanta's David Justice hit a leadoff homer in the top of the 9th inning, but it was just too late as the Pirates took a 1-0 series lead. The Braves found a way to split the first 2 games at Three Rivers Stadium, with Steve Avery leading the way to a 1-0 shutout. Game 3 was all Braves. A 10-3 win as John Smoltz was the much better pitcher in the Braves' first home playoff game in nearly a decade. But games 4 and 5 were won by the Pirates, including a seemingly back-breaking 1-0 shutout victory in Atlanta. Zane Smith led the way for Pittsburgh in Game 5, and with their backs against the wall, Atlanta had to somehow win both games on the road to make their first World Series since arriving in the capital of Georgia. The Braves just wouldn't let their dream season die. Not only that, but they held the Pirates scoreless for the last 22 innings of the series. From the top of the 6th in Game 5 until the final out in Game 7, the Pittsburgh Pirates couldn't muster a single run. A 1-0 crushing defeat in Game 6 saw the Pirates 1 win away from elimination, and after the Braves scored 3 runs in the top of the first inning during Game 7, the Buccos offense went ice cold down the stretch. Steve Avery stole the show. He didn't give up a single run in his 2 starts. 16 2/3 innings pitched for the young stud on the mound, and he of course won NLCS MVP. But the Braves weren't the only weird newcomer to the postseason party. Just 4 years earlier, the Minnesota Twins were World Series champions. Gone were the days of Harmon Killebrew and Rod Carew, but these new Twinkies were still fan favorites. Kirby Puckett, a former junior college player, led the charge in center field. But interestingly enough, not a single player on the Twins had 100 runs batted in during the 91 regular season. The Twins weren't a team known for power. Puckett only drilled 15 homers in 1991, a huge contrast to the 1987 squad when he hit 28 homers. The 1991 Twins were scrappy, annoying, and hard to beat. Designated hitter Chili Davis was the only Twin with over 25 home runs, and the lone 20-game winner on the pitching staff wasn't future Hall of Famer Jack Morris. That distinction went to Scott Erickson. Still, the Twins cruised to an AL West Division title by commanding 8 games. And after dismantling the Toronto Blue Jays in just 5 games during the ALCS, it looked like the Twins had the upper hand for the 1991 World Series crown. After all, the Braves barely squeezed into the World Series, while the Twins looked like the far more superior team. But the World Series started anyway, with Cox proving to the rest of the world that he would become one of the game's all-time great managers. Down in an early 0-2 hole, the Braves looked like a completely different ball club when they flew back to Atlanta. 3 straight victories at the old Fulton County Stadium, including a 14-5 convincing victory over the seemingly unbeatable Twins, put the Twins in major trouble. Just like that, Tom Kelly's squad looked all but done. The problem was, they weren't. Plus, they still got to go back home for Games 6 and 7, assuming they could force a Game 7. The 1991 World Series became one of the all-time greats, and Game 6 was no exception to the rule. The Twins struck first with 2 ball players crossing home plate in the bottom of the first inning. The Braves seemed to have the momentum back after Terry Pendleton hit a 2-run bomb in the top of the 5th. Determined to play Game 7 at the old Hubert H. Humphrey Metrodome, the Twins got the lead back in the bottom of the frame. And after battling to a leadoff walk, Don Gladden stole second base. A couple of flyouts later, including the sacrifice fly by Puckett, gave the Twins the lead back. But don't count these Braves out. Up by a run in the top of the 7th, Kelly allowed starting pitcher Scott Erickson to run back out there. But after a leadoff single to Mark Lemke, Kelly had no choice but turned to Mark Guthrie. Guthrie started off okay with a strikeout to Jeff Blauser, but then location and accuracy came to bite him in the butt. A walk to Lonnie Smith, including a can't-have-it wild pitch, put Kelly in a tough spot. Guthrie was able to jam Terry Pendleton, but with Chuck Knobloch playing at double-play depth, Pendleton's little nubber got enough of the AstroTurf to give him ample time to claim the infield single. Just like that, we have bases loaded, and Kelly was forced to go to the bullpen yet again. In came Carl Willis. It was also decision time for Kelly. Should he bring the infield in, bring in the corners and play double-play depth, or play double-play depth around the infield? The Twins decided to play back with the middle infield, and it cost them. Ron Gant's ground ball in between the third base and shortstop hole allowed him to beat out the fielder's choice, and the Braves were once again in business.
Gant with a good jump out of the box just beats the play.
A 3-3 tie with runners on the corners. Willis was in a huge pickle, but he threw a devastating 2-2 off-speed pitch to Davis Justice to get him to swing and miss. The lead was gone, but the tie still remained. The Twins had a golden opportunity to retake the lead in the bottom of the eighth. Puckett stole second base with 2 outs, but Shane Mack couldn't drive him in. Nobody got close to tying it in the ninth, so Braves fans had to wait until extra innings to see if their team would be sipping the champagne in the locker room. Remember, this was a big deal for Braves fans. Atlanta hadn't won a World Series since relocating from Milwaukee, and the city of Atlanta had never seen a professional sports team win a championship up to this point. Atlanta nearly obtained their first lead of Game 6 in the top of the 10th. A leadoff single by Pendleton looked to be great for the Braves, but a stolen base attempt, or perhaps a hit and run, led to a slow-moving line drive and an easy double play for the Twins. So much for that potential rally. The Twins went 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 10th, so we went to the 11th. The Braves somehow got another leadoff single, this time by Sid Bream. However, Bream probably should have been at second base, if not for his oft-injured right knee. He crushed the first pitch down the first base line, but couldn't advance into scoring position. Keith Mitchell had to pinch run for him, and in this era of old-school baseball, stolen bases were more commonplace. Mitchell got caught stealing on the first pitch of Brian Hunter's at-bat, and that pretty much did in the rally. No more base runners for the Braves. Should Cox allow Alejandro Pena to pitch into the 11th? Pena might be needed for Game 7, so Cox is pretty much forced into allowing Charlie Liebrant to man the rubber in the bottom of the 11th. Liebrant probably wasn't the ideal choice. He had an ERA over 4 coming into this pitching appearance, and with Puckett leading off the inning, Cox was just praying Liebrant could force a 12th frame. And now Puckett can make history with a walk-off blast. But to understand how memorable this home run could be for Puckett, you have to know his life's history. Puckett grew up on the south side of Chicago. He was so small for center field, just 5'8", that he didn't receive a single scholarship once he graduated from Calumet High School. He actually entered the workforce right out of prep school at the Ford Motor Company. Luckily for him, Bradley University, an NCAA Division I school in the Missouri Valley Conference, gave him a shot. He then had to transfer to Triton College due to becoming academically ineligible at Bradley. However, he had what it took to play at the next level, and the Twins took a huge risk by drafting a junior college ball player with the 3rd overall pick in 1982. They obviously didn't regret taking the shrimp beef but full of energy ball player. He ended up making it to the Big Show in 1984 and helped lead the Twins to a World Series championship 3 years later, their first one since relocating from Washington, D.C. He never missed the All-Star game since 1986, and he was the 1991 ALCS MVP award. He was absolutely brilliant coming into this at-bat. He tripled in Knobloch, made an unbelievable catch in the 3rd inning, and has 2 of the 3 Twins' RBIs tonight. According to multiple reports, he told players in the clubhouse they could jump on his back tonight and he would carry them to victory. Well, here we stand. A 2-1 count on Puckett. It's a tie game in the bottom of the 11th. Can Puckett get on base or even crush a legendary walk-off homer to preserve Minnesota's incredible season? Or can Liebrant jam Puckett and face off against Chili Davis, who is already 0 for 4 on the night? Here comes the 4th pitch of the at-bat. Welcome to a moment in history.
The hitter swings at the arm motion. Into deep left center for Mitchell, and we'll see you tomorrow night.
The Twins went on to win a memorable Game 7 by a final score of 1-0. Jack Morris pitched an unbelievable 10-inning shutout.
At one point, the Minnesota Vikings seemed like they overpaid for Kirk Cousins. After reaching the NFC Championship game with Case Keenum under center, Cousins was supposed to be the guy who would bring them back to the Super Bowl for the first time since the 1970s. Offering the free agent quarterback a very rare, fully guaranteed contract, Cousins has repaid the franchise with just 1 playoff win. And after the Vikings missed the playoffs in 2018 and 2020, it seemed like the Vikes made the wrong decision by spending big money on the former Washington football team quarterback. But in 2021, Kirk Cousins arguably has better passing statistics than Aaron Rodgers, Josh Allen, and even Patrick Mahomes, the best quarterback who no one talks about. Cousins enters Week 13 with 23 passing touchdowns and just 3 interceptions. Cousins has been so good this season that he's thrown 4 fewer picks than Kyler Murray. This is very impressive as Murray has missed 3 consecutive starts due to a nagging ankle injury. His team's record is the definition of mediocre at 5-6, but at least 2 of those losses are definitely not the fault of the Vikings starting quarterback. One such loss was the NFL's opening weekend against the Cincinnati Bengals. Driving down the field late in overtime, Dalvin Cook fumbled at the absolute worst time of the ballgame, allowing the Bengals to win it on the subsequent next drive. In Week 2 against the NFC's best record in the Arizona Cardinals, Cousins was quite possibly the better quarterback on this day. Cousins threw for 3 touchdowns and 0 interceptions, while Murray got picked up twice at his home stadium. The Vikings were in a prime position to upset the Redbirds, but Greg Joseph's 37-yard field goal attempt went wide right, helping the Cardinals hold on for a 1-point win. The Cards were also helped out by Matt Prater showing off his boot with a 62-yarder just before halftime. In practically historic fashion, the Vikings found improbable ways to lose back-to-back games, neither of which can be blamed on their signal caller. And while Nick Foles didn't win the MVP award in 2013, even though his TD pass-to-interception ratio that season was 27-2, that was the same year when Peyton Manning absolutely shattered the record books. Also, Foles only started 10 games in 2013. Barring injury, Cousins will start all 17 games this season. And considering that no one team outside of possibly the Cardinals is running away in the standings, Cousins is still very much in the MVP race. But is Cousins the most valuable player in the league? Honestly, he has every right to claim the award. He obviously plays the toughest and most important position on the gridiron, and his Vikings have been very competitive in every game this season. Dalvin Cook has certainly helped make his job easier, but you can also make the case that Carson Wentz's Colts would be in last place if not for the extraordinary efforts of Jonathan Taylor in his backfield. All things considered, Derrick Henry had the MVP award all wrapped up, but with him missing nearly half of the season, he's no longer eligible for the MVP trophy. My pick for MVP would be Kyler Murray, especially since A.J. Green single-handedly blew away a win for the Cards, but Murray has still missed 3 games due to injury. Colt McCoy won 2 of those 3 starts for the 9-2 record, proving that Cliff Kingsbury deserves to be a head coach in the NFL. Aaron Rodgers is an easy pick for MVP, but the argument can be made that Cousins has played better than Mr. Discount Doublecheck. In 2021, Cousins has more yards per game and less interceptions thrown than Rodgers. If we go by the analytics, Cousins has the best passer rating in the red zone at 117.5. Granted, Jalen Hurts and Matt Ryan are in second and third place for the statistic. Hurts and Ryan are obviously not eligible for the MVP award, so it's important to take Pro Football Focus statistics with a grain of salt. However, Cousins has other analytics to prove he's worthy of being honored as the best in the league. On September 27th, PFF had Cousins listed as the best QB when it comes to throws over 10 yards. This has continued into late November as Cousins, Murray, and Joe Burrow are listed as the 3 best quarterback when it comes to throwing past the first down marker. If we continue on with PFF, Tom Brady is the only quarterback with a better grade than Cousins. He's absolutely deadly with a clean pocket. According to Pro Football Focus, Cousins has completed up to 81% of his passes when he doesn't have to rush a pass. Some people hate PFF, and that's fine to disagree with their procedure on ranking players. So how about Football Outsiders? Going into Week 12, Cousins was in second place for the following Football Outsiders projected numbers: defense-adjusted yards above replacement and defense-adjusted value over average, and going into Week 13, this hasn't changed much. Football Outsiders, similar to Pro Football Focus, looks at each play and how the quarterback is getting the job done. For example, a 5-yard completion on 3rd and 5 is less valued for DVOA calculations than a 12-yard completion on 3rd and 12. A passing touchdown at the 5-yard line on a screen pass is less valued than a 30-yard TD pass right on target. DVOA and DYAR equates to Cousins doing a lot more than just managing the offense or simply handing it off to Cook. That being said, the Vikings offense has been very prolific in 2021. Justin Jefferson is currently 3rd in receiving yards, and the always reliable Cook is 5th in rushing yards. Still, Cousins and his 23 touchdown passes and 3 interceptions allows the offense to stay on the field. He's also not fumbling the football. Murray has been fabulous in Glendale, Arizona, but he's also fumbled the ball 7 times. Cousins has only coughed it up once in 2021. Lamar Jackson and Dak Prescott have each fumbled it 4 times. Can a non-quarterback win the award in 2021? Sure. Cooper Kupp has probably been more important to the new look Rams offense than Matthew Stafford, and he's on track to have 1,900 receiving yards in Los Angeles. But in case the MVP voting committee wants to stick with the quarterback position, it's hard to go against Cousins. He has a better passer rating than Justin Herbert. His adjusted QBR is better than Josh Allen, although the Bills' starting quarterback is probably no longer a contender for MVP. Once again, it's fine to vote for Rodgers. It's even fine to consider Jonathan Taylor for MVP if the Indianapolis Colts keep winning games and go to the playoffs. But if there are still Vikings fans who think that a new QB would help the Vikings win more games, they would probably be mistaken. The Vikings have lost 2 games in overtime this season. In both of those OT games, Cousins didn't throw a pick and had a better QB rating than the opposing QB. He has outplayed Rodgers, Herbert, Jackson, and other notable quarterbacks this season. Is Cousins the best player in the NFL when healthy? In a word, no. The best player in the NFL is arguably Derrick Henry, but with King Henry out of commission for the foreseeable future, Cousins is a worthy choice for MVP honors. Also, Dalvin Cook has a dislocated shoulder and will be hampered by it for the next couple of weeks. Even before suffering the dislocated shoulder last weekend, he's averaging a mere 4.5 yards per carry, the worst of his short career. As such, it's not as though Cook is carrying the Vikings offense. It's okay to not vote for Cousins, but if he doesn't get a single vote for MVP, that would be a shame. But what do you think? Does Cousins have a chance to win the MVP award, especially if the Vikings make the playoffs? Make sure to comment below and subscribe to Sports Broadcast Solutions.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Instead of spending hundreds or thousands with all these college recruiting sites, let us put together your college highlight reel. For just a fraction of your potential college scholarship and significantly less than these recruiting services, we got this. In addition, we put together highlight reels for teams, including high school, your club team, or travel team.
My teammate gave me a great pass, and I just took it. The other team slashed me, took the opportunity, saw where the goalie was weak, and I just shot it there.
Solon, O'Connor, and Marsh back on defense, and Marsh gets a blowout. We got a breakaway at 2-0. A shot, and a goal! So 3-3. The power play was officially over.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital world.
That makes Northside really special are the people. We have an amazing student body. We have amazing faculty and staff. Our students faculty and staff come from all over the city, so we have this wonderfully diverse population of people who come together in the spirit of community and learning on a regular basis. I would also say the opportunities that our students have and our faculty and staff have also make Northside special. So being able to learn and engage with and work with people from all over the city, whether those are adults or teenagers, each and every day, and having those diverse experiences come into the same space, whether that's diversity in terms of race or ethnicity or neighborhood or cultural experiences. All of that coming together in this one space, I think, is what makes Northside very special. First and foremost, I would describe the typical Northside student as teenagers. Whether they're at Northside or any other place, teenagers are teenagers. Northside students specifically, I would say that you have everything from your students who are really into athletics to students who are quirky and into dance or into special clubs. So there's a wide variety of interests. Again, going back to that diversity, there are so many different types of students, but I think one of the great things about Northside students is you'll see that mix, that kind of cross-collaboration of interests, whether it's academics, so your math student might also be the dance student who speaks 2 different languages or 3 different languages. So there's this wonderful, wonderful range with our students. I think I would be remiss if I didn't point out that our students are incredibly kind and supportive to each other. So we see that on a daily basis, even in the way that they've been supporting each other the last 7 months and the way that they're continuing to support each other right now. I would describe the Northside teachers and staff as super dedicated. They are experts in their fields. They're experts who are dedicated to learning and growing with teenagers. Not only that, they're dedicated to continuing to learn and grow in their practice. So our faculty and staff are incredibly supportive of our students. They're incredibly supportive of each other. And I feel like I am lucky to be able to work with such a dedicated faculty and staff on a regular basis. It's very much in our name that we're a college preparatory high school. So our goal is to prepare students for post-secondary success, but we also recognize that our students take very different pathways. So we feel, even though we're preparing our students to go off to college and explore everything that has to offer, and we believe that they're well prepared for that, there are other options available, and we encourage students to pursue those pathways as well. Just as there are various pathways in the 4 years that students are here that they can take, we recognize that students are going to take different pathways when they leave here. So whether it's going the traditional college pathway or going into service or some kind of service to the community, we feel that students are well prepared based on their education and their experiences here. Last year, we didn't get a chance to celebrate our 20th anniversary, but this school has been in existence for 20 years. And I was lucky enough to be a faculty member when the school opened in 1999, and then come back as the principal of Northside. And the way in which the school has stayed true to the founding principles, and we've learned and we have grown with our students and how our student population has changed over the years. I'm very, very proud of that, and I know that in the upcoming days, upcoming months, upcoming years, the school will continue to adapt to serving the needs of students in Chicago public schools and serving the kids that are in front of us each and every day. So I'm really proud of the work that we do.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Instead of spending hundreds or thousands with all these college recruiting sites, let us put together your college highlight reel. For just a fraction of your potential college scholarship and significantly less than these recruiting services, we got this. In addition, we put together highlight reels for teams, including high school, your club team, or travel team.
My teammate gave me a great pass, and I just took it. The other team slashed me, took the opportunity, saw where the goalie was weak, and I just shot it there.
Solon, O'Connor, and Marsh back on defense. And Marsh gets a blowout. We got a breakaway at 2-0. A shot, and it's goal! So 3-3. The power play was officially over.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital world.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. At SBS, we offer a professional broadcasting experience for the non-professional athlete. Just like the pros, we offer everything for you. Play-by-play commentary. A no-hitter at Kane County Stadium. 15 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 error, and that's it. Color commentary, highlight reels, recruiting videos, and much, much more. Unlike our competitors, we zoom in on the action and always have a live scoreboard with a live time code. If you're ready to have your next sporting event feel like CBS Sports, then make sure to call Sports Broadcast Solutions today. Our phone number is 330-957-7653, or you can go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Gotcha. Well,
a lot of young players this year.
Gotcha. Well, congratulations. Good luck to you today in this game. Have fun. Put up some points and give us some dunks, man. All right. We'll join you here with game coverage in just a minute.
I'll be running from the SD point. Forgot to hit the volume for the first 30.
This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you that just want raw footage of your sporting event, but no play-by-play or color commentary, you just need us to live stream video from the event over the internet. We will live stream your event on YouTube on our Sports Broadcast Solutions channel. In addition, we also have a dedicated channel on YouTube for live streaming at SBS Livestream. And if you need multiple channels, we can utilize Facebook Livestream and Instagram Live on our channel as well. Options include commercials from your sponsors, professional scoreboard graphics are still available, and of course, yes, pre- and post-game interviews are available as an option if you want.
We've been working really hard this whole summer and stuff.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world.
Welcome into the pregame show presented by Sports Broadcast Solutions. I'm Carly Bell, joined by senior and co-captain of Northside College Prep's Mustang basketball team, Billy Vasilopoulos. Third game of the season. It's first one after Thanksgiving. You guys are trying to work out some kinks. So what's kind of the goal of this game right now?
The game is just to move the ball and get all our shooters shooting. Yeah, we're just really trying to push the ball up the floor and get into the offense. So
when you guys are early, it's always about trying to work out the kinks. What are some of the things that you guys really want to at least get hashed out before Christmas time, so you guys are ready for big conference play?
We want to really press. We've been pressing, but we've been getting up a lot of fast break layups, and we don't want to give that up later in the year.
Obviously, goal of every game is to get the win. But a goal of this game, is there one in particular that you have personally?
A goal in today's game in particular, I would just say we want to really get everyone in the game, and we want to get because we have a 10-man rotation. We want to get everyone in, everyone get minutes in before some of the bigger games later in the season.
Just try and get some experience up there, basically. Gotcha. Well,
a lot of young players this year.
Gotcha. Well, congratulations. Good luck to you today in this game. Have fun. Put up some points and give us some dunks, man. All right. We'll join you here with game coverage in just a minute.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede!
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the postgame show brought to you by Marion Central Catholic. My name's Kyle Smith. Well, my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. It's senior night as the Hurricanes win a battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. It's October 1st, 2007. Game 163 is taking place between the Colorado Rockies and the San Diego Padres. It's in the bottom of the 13th inning, a tie score at 8-8. The winner of this game gets a date with the Philadelphia Phillies in the National League Division Series. This is obviously a must-watch TV baseball game. I mean, who doesn't want to watch a one-game playoff that goes into extra innings? However, to fully appreciate what happens next, we have to know the history of both franchises. We have to understand that neither of these ball clubs have won a World Series. Even crazier, one of these teams hasn't even won a postseason series. To get a better grasp of this moment, we need to use a time machine. In other words, we need to rewind. The Rockies have Matt Holliday on third base and less than 2 outs. This is crucial because any fly ball to the outfield can theoretically send the Rockies to the National League Division Series on sacrifice fly. However, the mere fact that the Rockies are hosting this one-game playoff is crazy to think about. Back on September 15th, the Rockies were just 76-72. Yeah, you heard me right. Just 16 days ago, the Rockies were barely above 500. So how the heck are the Rockies even tied with the Padres for the National League wildcard spot? As Al Davis would say, just win, baby! Just win, baby. Yeah, the Rockies have sure won a lot of games lately. An unfathomable 10-game winning streak from September 16th until September 27th saw the Rockies go from 4.5 games back of the Padres to just 1. In a twist of fate, the Rockies swept the Padres during that winning streak to get back into the NL wildcard race. But hey, that was just a lucky winning streak, right? There's no way this ball club led by Clint Hurdle could win 2 out of 3 against the first-place Arizona Diamondbacks and sneak into the playoffs, correct? And if you answered anything but yes to those questions, you'd be dead wrong. Arizona ended Colorado's winning streak during Game 1 of the crucial 3-game set, but after dominating the Diamondbacks 11-1 on September 29th, the Rockies held on for a 4-3 win on the last day of the regular season. Nail-biting wins have been nothing new to the Rockies and their fan base. One of their wins during the 12-1 finish to the regular season included a 14-inning victory over the Padres. But have the Rockies simply taken the wild card away from the Padres, or did San Diego majestically crumble down the stretch? Well, it's a little bit of both. Entering MLB game action on September 16th, the Padres were 80-67. They ended up finishing the year at 89-73. So a 9-6 record in their last 15 games is nothing to be embarrassed about from your ball players. But a 3-game sweep at the hands of the Rockies was still pretty bad, especially considering that all 3 games were at Petco Park. Also, the Padres had the Brewers down to their last strike on September 29th, but Tony Gwynn Jr. knocked a game-tying triple off Trevor Hoffman to send the game into extra innings. How brutal irony is that? The son of the greatest Padre ever quite possibly stopped you from going to the playoffs. What gets lost in the shuffle is that the Rockies were actually a third-place team in the wild card race prior to their incredible finish. The Dodgers were up 3 games on the Rockies after all the games concluded on September 15th. So what the heck happened to the Dodgers? It's hard to exactly say why they simply forgot to play baseball, but their final record speaks for itself. On September 15th, the Dodgers were 10 games over 500. By September 30th, the team barely finished with a winning record at 82-80. You can't make this stuff up. The Dodgers went from 79-69 and just 1.5 games back on San Diego for the wild card spot to finishing 7 games back of both Colorado and San Diego. Colorado literally had to sweep Los Angeles to knock the Dodgers out of the playoffs, and the Rockies did just that from September 25th until September 27th. The Dodgers might be known for playoff choking nowadays, but late season chokes are nothing new to the Dodger faithful. Anyway, back to the Padres and Rockies. The Rockies were 12-1 down the stretch, but a minor choke job by the name of Ron Burgundy allowed Colorado to host a 1-game playoff. The Padres were 2 games ahead of the Rockies on September 29th, meaning they just had to win either of their next 2 games against the Milwaukee Brewers or 1 Rockies loss the next 2 days clinched a wild card spot for Bud Black's team. The 2007 Milwaukee Brewers were actually in first place of the NL Central Division during most of the regular season, but a late surge by the Cubs, as well as a collapse, saw the Brewers outside of the playoffs for yet another year. They still played spoilers, though, and after dispatching the Padres in 11 innings on September 29th, the Brew Crew disallowed September 30th from being the Padres' clinch day. A very convincing 11-6 win for Milwaukee as the Padres had to fly from Milwaukee to Denver for a National League West grudge match. Just like that, Game 163 determined who would win the National League wild card. This was huge for Rockies fans as their favorite baseball team hadn't sniffed the postseason since 1995. Colorado began as an expansion franchise in 1993, and the Rockies earned the first ever NL wildcard spot in 1995. The Rockies fought hard in the division series against the Atlanta Braves, but the eventual World Series champion Braves took care of the Blake Street Bombers 3-1. But since then, the Rockies have always found ways to lose games. More importantly, it's their pitching staff who seemingly always lets them down. Even when the Rockies won the wild card in 1995, you probably don't know any of their starting pitchers. Kevin Ritz, Bill Swift, and Marvin Freeman were arguably their 3 best pitchers that season. Colorado was so desperate for starting pitching help that they signed Mike Hampton to an unreal 8-year, $121 million contract after the 2000 season concluded. All of the money in Major League Baseball is guaranteed, by the way, so why would the Rockies sign a pitcher to an 8-year deal? Simply put, it's hard to find free agent pitchers who want to pitch in Coors Field, the home ballpark of the Rockies where the ball hits the mile-high wind and sails out of play. If you don't remember Mike Hampton playing for the Rockies, you're not the only one. He only lasted 2 years in Denver, with his last season being a dreadful 6.14 ERA and opponents batted .313 against him. So for the Rockies to be successful, they usually need to outslug teams. But that wasn't exactly the case in 2007. Jeff Francis won 17 games for the Rockies this season. Ubaldo Jimenez was on this team, and the relatively unknown Aaron Cook posted an ERA under 4.2. In a nutshell, this surprising Rockies team can play a little small ball and outpitch teams as well. But tonight has been anything but a pitcher's duel. In a typical Coors Field shootout, the Rockies blew an early 3-0 lead. The San Diego Padres swiftly answered with 5 runs in the top of the third, and it looked like the Padres finally hit their stride in this do-or-die playoff game. And while the Rockies are unknown for playoff success, the history of the San Diego Fathers isn't a happy story either. The Padres have been to the World Series twice, but they've only been to the postseason a grand total of 5 times coming into tonight. Since joining Major League Baseball in 1969, the Padres have mostly been an afterthought in the National League West. Coming into the 2007 MLB season, Bruce Bochy had enough with postseason disappointments, and he left for greener pastures in San Francisco. Some Padres fans felt it was treason as Bochy led the team to division titles in 2005 and 2006. While they were back-to-back NL West crowns, the 2005 team barely finished with a winning record, and after being swept by the Cardinals in the NLDS, Bruce Bochy's team finished the year under 500 at 82-83. The 2006 squad was much better, but those pesky Cardinals were still too much for San Diego to handle. San Diego had home field advantage for the division series, but Bochy's crew only scored a single run in their first 2 postseason games. The offense was slightly awake when they entered Busch Stadium. A 3-1 win in Game 3 gave San Diego fans new hope, but it was quickly taken away during Game 4. 6 unanswered runs by St. Louis gave the Cardinals the series win and yet another postseason disappointment in Southern California. Bud Black took the 2007 job after Bochy left for the hated Giants. Led by NL Cy Young winner Jake Peavy, the Padres were in first place in the NL West as late as September 3rd. Peavy got the nod for this one-game playoff. It was his turn in the rotation since he hadn't pitched since September 26th. But for whatever reason, the best pitcher in the National League was anything but clutch tonight. 3 straight Rockies got on base to start off the bottom of the first, and after Yorvit Torrealba cranked a bomb to left field, the Rockies led 3-0 after 2 innings of baseball. Starting pitcher Josh Fogg was sent out in the top of the third to preserve the lead, but he simply wasn't up for the task. Peavy helped out his own cause with a leadoff single. Brian Giles found his way to first base with a walk, and after Scott Hairston hit a single to load the bases, Adrian Gonzalez emptied them with a game-changing grand slam. Fogg still couldn't settle down after the grand salami. Khalil Green and Josh Bard both got on base via the hit, forcing Fogg to intentionally walk Jeff Blum to load the bases. Brady Clark then made a solid contact with a ground ball to shortstop, and his speed forced the Rockies to just get the force out at second base. Just like that, it's now a 5-3 lead for Peavy and the Padres.
Matsui didn't get anything on this throw. Blum was all over him. He was a little off balance after he came across the bag to make the throw.
But Peavy just couldn't keep the ball out of the ballpark. The Rockies cut the deficit down to 1 after Todd Helton belted the baseball to right center field and gave his home fans a lucky souvenir. An amazing game so far. It's not even the top of the fourth yet, and we've already seen 3 home runs, including a grand slam. Fogg was able to get a 1-2-3 inning in the 4th inning, but Hurdle wasn't pleased with his pitcher. He gave up 10 fly balls on a night when the wind was clearly blowing out, so he decided to go to his bullpen early. Peavy wasn't much better than Fogg tonight as the Rockies tied up the score in the bottom of the 5th. An early holiday for Rockies fans as Matt Holliday singled in Tulowitzki for a 5-5 tie. Black was still confident in his young fireballer though, so he sent Peavy on the bump for the 6th inning. It was the same old story for Peavy as the Rockies retook the lead. Everybody was seemingly able to hit him tonight. Seth Smith hit the very rare pinch hit triple with 1 out. It was timely hitting all night for Colorado as Kaz Matsui got underneath the ball and delivered a sacrifice fly to center field. Another lead for the Rockies, and this time around the relief pitchers were up for the task. After relieving Fogg, the Rockies bullpen held the Padres scoreless until the top of the 8th. The Padres were able to muster just 2 hits from the 5th inning going into the 8th. Taylor Buchholz led the Rockies bullpen by going 1 2/3 innings, allowing just 1 hit and threw 12 strikes on 13 pitches. They just couldn't hold the lead. After relieving Troy Hawkins with 6 outs to go, Fuentes was a tad bit wild and inaccurate. Blum got the much-needed leadoff single, and although Fuentes got the next 2 batters out, Torrealba couldn't quite handle this 1-2 slider from Fuentes, allowing Blum to reach second base on the dropped 3rd strike. While when at bat, Giles potentially saved his team's season with a game-tying double to left field.
A high pitch that Giles was just trying to fight off, and he did. Got pretty good wood on it, and maybe that's what fooled Holliday as it sailed over his head.
But Hairston couldn't send Giles home after that. Granted, Tulowitzki's dart from shortstop, Helton's great stretch at first base was excellent defense. Neither team could score again in regulation, so we went to extra innings. The next 3 innings were full of drama as both teams had chances to score. San Diego had runners on first and second with 2 outs in the top of the 10th, but Matt Hergus jammed Giles and got the inning-ending ground out. Colorado had a golden opportunity for a walk-off win in the bottom of the 11th. With Brad Hopp at the plate, Colorado had the game-winning run 180 feet from home, but Joe Thatcher fooled Hopp on an 88-mile-per-hour fastball to end the threat. The Padres had their own runner in scoring position with less than 2 outs in the top of the 12th, but Brian Myro struck out, and Michael Barrett grounded out to keep the score at 6-6. The Rockies went 1-2-3 in the 12th game as the game entered inning number 13. And this was quite possibly the greatest extra inning in professional baseball history. 5 total runs would eventually be scored in this inning. With everything on the line, the offenses for both teams woke up in a huge way. San Diego struck first in the top half. Giles quite possibly had the game of his life by reaching base yet again. This time it was via the leadoff walk. Hairston, who was looking to make up for his anti-RBI single in the 8th inning, came up big with a giant 2-run homer to give the Padres the lead back, their first one since it was 5-4. Julio then gave up a single to Chase Headley, so Clint Hurdle had to call on Ramon Ortiz to limit the damage. Ortiz kept the score at 8-6 with 2 flyouts and a strikeout. but the Padres were now just 3 outs away from their 3rd straight trip to the NLDS. In came Trevor Hoffman for the save. It's hard to believe that Black never used Hoffman prior to the 13th inning, but credit Black for thinking his team would have the lead in extra innings. A future Hall of Famer, Hoffman was on the last Padres World Series team back in 1998. He finished in 2nd place for Cy Young voting on 2 different occasions. His last 2nd place Cy Young finish was just last season, where he saved 46 games for the division-winning Padres. He's been very good in 2007, although his ERA has climbed a bit since last year. Still,
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another production of Sports Broadcast Solutions. I'm Kyle Smith alongside Mark Carmen for another production of SBS. Should be a good one. It's going to be Yeshiva, the visiting team, against the home team, Northside College Prep Mustangs, as I look to fix the audio here. Yeshiva in the blue. We'll call it blue and light blue, and then the Mustangs in the maroon and white. They go by the maroon here at Northside. Still going along with COVID protocols. Me and my partner, Mark Carmen, wearing the mask tonight. As the maroon trying to win another game in conference play against Yeshiva. And Mark, we didn't see a lot of good things from the JV game, but possibly we could see some good things from this Yeshiva varsity team.
Hey, I'm looking forward to a good battle tonight, Kyle, and I'd just like to say that everybody should know that you are wearing the most tiny, adorable mask in the history of the pandemic. You look great, and the fact that you're able to battle through it is impressive. I'm looking forward to that. I mean, you really – can we get a shot of you on camera here? I mean, look at this thing. Look. It's like Big Bird / the coloring. You're ready to go, my friend. Look at you.
I'm excited, man. Our first basketball broadcast of the season.
Listen to the crowd, baby.
For Yeshiva and the JV team getting jacked up. Tip-off won by the Mustangs, and here we go. Andrew Jarzina will take it up, the point guard for Northside. He kicks it out to Vasopoulos. And Vasilopoulos, his shot no good. Rebounded by the Mustangs. And the turnaround J no good by Colade. And it's going to go out of bounds. Last touch by Colade. And here we go. Yeshiva basketball. First 15 seconds.
Good.
Looking good.
Good, aggressive, going to the basket to start the ball game here for the Mustangs, but couldn't get it to go.
Jump ball. And possession arrow goes to Yeshiva.
So
be picked up by Schechter.
The crowd that you hear is very spirited, and they are rooting for Yeshiva.
7:40 to go in the game. As it'll be Yeshiva ball. Schechter will get it again. He'll kick it out of the inbounds. And Yeshiva's first offensive possession of the first half, 7:34 to go. Pass half court. Koresh takes it, bounce pass over to the wing. Back to the top of key, fakes the three, drives in, beautiful move, no look, left-handed layup. First shot, no good. Second chance, it's good. That time by Schechter.
Good strong take and a nice right place, right time follow.
Northside answers. It's 2-2 early on with 7:05 to go. 8-minute. Looks like they're going to go with 8-minute quarters today. I always forget, in college you play halves, but high school you play quarters. Driving in. Draws the foul. Going to the line for two. It's going to be Ben Porat.
So, couple things going on here, Kyle, that I did not anticipate. Number one, this is a legit spirited 3 rows of Yeshiva fans that are having an impact on the energy here at Northside. It is beyond noticeable. I'm sure you can hear it at home. And on the court, that's a good strong take right there. Opportunity to go to the foul line. There is some significant. Happy to be playing basketball. Let's get a win energy on the court from both teams right now.
6:55 to go as Ben Porat hit every side of the iron but didn't go through. We will update the score for you momentarily. It's 2-2. Porat. Second free throw. It's good. And here we go, the Yeshiva team from Skokie looking good thus far. Early on, three-point shot for the Mustangs. In and out, rebound try. It's the battle of the number ones, and that time, Vasilopoulos won that one. Driving in, right-handed layup, no good. Rebound for the Mustangs, kicking it back out to the co-captain. But Vasilopoulos couldn't keep it in.
Mustangs a little scattered right now. Need to settle down and realize that we're not playing with a shot clock. I think the crowd is having a little bit of an impact here. Just got to settle down and run your offense.
It's going to be taken by Garfinkel, and he sets it up to the point guard in Koresh. Koresh will dribble it up past the midway line, switching from left to right. Little crossover, and then they pass it out to the wing. Very close man-to-man defense from the Mustangs on this possession. Crossover move, trying to keep it in. And we're waiting for the call. Last touched by the Mustangs. Trying to keep it in that time was Delight Colade.
Excellent defense. If he does, coaches love when you dive on the floor, but if he didn't dive there, he could have picked that up, and instead the ball's back to Yeshiva.
Tie up, possession arrow to the Mustangs. Next one will be to Yeshiva, of course. Mustangs looking a little sloppy right now, Mark. They're getting the offensive rebounds, but they can't finish. Good pump fake, drive it in, reverse layup, he got it.
The opposite of sloppy right there. Great control, beautiful finish with the right hand.
One thing you can't do on defense, partner, you can't run into that pump fake and fall for it.
Careless pass.
Good pass, trying to finish in transition, can't. Rebound attempt, it's successful to the Mustangs as they're dominating the offensive glass. Driving in, draws the contact. Vasilopoulos going to the line for two.
Rebounding has been an issue clearly for Yeshiva at the start here. The Mustangs with a significant edge on the glass.
Free throw line for Vasilopoulos, and no good. Vasilopoulos trying to make the second one. Substitutions coming in for the Mustangs. It's going to be Jaden Bondi and Andrew Jarzina. Second shot by Vasilopoulos is good. It's 5-3 Mustangs with 5:37 to go. Each team with 5 timeouts left. Kick it out to the right wing. Stutter step move, pump fake, lost his dribble. Here come the Mustangs, 3-on-1, bad pass. And Mustangs able to keep it in, good job by Bondi. 3-point shot, gets into a rhythm, shoots it and misses. That time Yeshiva gets the board. They've been dominated on the glass, but not on the scoreboard yet. Here they go in transition. Possible double dribble, no call. And an and one for Yeshiva, count it, and the harm.
Now that was a big-time play. Took on the contact, kept his control, was able to muscle it up on the glass, give himself a chance at it, and lo and behold, it falls through. That's a big-time basketball play.
Ari Ben Porat going to the line for two. It's 5-5. Sorry, it's an and one.
I thought he should have given it up. He had one of his teammates open for a layup, but it worked out.
Porat gets into a rhythm, free throw shot. Nothing but the bottom of the net. Mustangs have had their chances, but sloppy passing and not being able to get those second and third chances off the rebounds, and they trail by one. Driving in, perfect drive, can't finish. Rebound by Yeshiva. Here goes Fasman Yeshiva, wearing the yarmulkes, repping Hebrew Theological College.
Day 4 of Hanukkah. Happy Hanukkah to you, Kyle.
Happy
to myself.
holidays, happy Hanukkah too, my friend.
There we go.
Bad decision to save that, as it's going to lead to a 2-on-0. Breakaway and a layup for the Mustangs. That time, partner, you just got to let it go out of bounds. Here goes Yeshiva, 3-on-2, stutter step move, drives in. Good defense to force a tough shot, though, and now the Mustangs will look to push. A carry, and was a carry, but they're going to call the foul instead.
This has been a great first quarter of basketball. Both teams still trying to settle in and find their footing, but I'm loving the energy that I'm seeing on both sides.
4:24 left in the first quarter.
That was
Each
good.
team has committed 2 fouls. As we'll reset here underneath the hoop, it's going to take it is Andrew Jarzina as it's eventually kicked out to the wing. Then a pass out to the corner, 3-point shot, no good. Boxing out and a foul over the back. It's going to be called by Delight Colade, and for Mustangs fans, that was anything but a delightful call.
I think the official either A, was not ready to start play, or he stepped over the line. That's not it, because they gave him the ball
Very
back.
rarely are you going to call that one. He just wasn't ready.
It's weird how he motioned, and now a little ticky-tack reach-in foul.
I don't mind it, partner, but you got to keep calling that continuously in the game. If you call it now, you got to call it late in the game. It's got to be continuous and consistent. I don't mind the call, but if you call that now, it's got to be the same call late in the game.
Let him play, Kyle. Let him play. We're not here to watch the refs ref. We're here to watch Northside and Yeshiva play basketball. That's my theory.
Bounce pass inside the lane. Good defense. And a rejection by the Mustangs. Here goes Jaden Bondi. Bondi with the shot. No good. Rebound Yeshiva. Taking it as Ben Porat. Inside the lane. Lost his dribble. Picked up by the Mustangs. Turnover Yeshiva. The Mustangs looking to push.
It was about a 1-on-3. Good job deciding to back it back out, set up your offense.
Has it on his right hand as Vasilopoulos will look to settle it down. 3-point shot. Saved by Bondi. Close call. Could have gone either way, but that time they say that Meltzer touched it last.
That was not a good shot. It was a contested 3. Not what you wanted, but the Mustangs do end up with the basketball here, getting another crack at it.
Timeout on the floor. We'll take a 30-second timeout as well. You're watching the Mustangs against Yeshiva here on SBS.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
The Yeshiva student section pumped up, making the drive from the suburbs to the city, and it's 7-6 in favor of the home team.
So right now I think both coaches are telling their teams to settle down, run your offense. There's a lot of scattered basketball going on out there, which that happens when you have turnovers, but I think you want to start to at least try to find your rhythm here as we are getting close to the end of the first quarter. Really get back to what both teams are try to do each night when they take the basketball court.
And I'm a little bit shocked, partner. Yeshiva looked a little shaky in warm-ups. Maybe they're trying to hustle the Northside team to make them think they're not as good as they actually are.
Are you saying they went Billy Ho out of White Men Can't Jump?
That, or what am I also thinking? I'm thinking of Paul Newman from that pool movie.
Yes, The Hustler.
The Hustler, yeah.
You go an old school reference. Kyle, that's something
Gotta go
that
with Paul Newman every day, all day, man.
That's something that I should say, not you.
3-point shot from way downtown, no good. Off the backboard, rebounded by Fasman Yeshiva. And here we go. Yeshiva trying to avenge the JV loss. And the Varsity boys looking good thus far, 3:12 to go. Dangerous pass, almost stolen. Double team comes. Fadeaway J, no good.
and rebounded by the Mustangs.
Contested shot, 2 guys on him.
Bondi with it. Drives in, tough shot. Air ball, rebounded by Yeshiva. No look pass, no one home. Right in stride, Vasilopoulos gets the layup and it falls through for the basket. That was a tougher layup than it had to be, partner, but Vasilopoulos had to turn around because it wasn't fully in stride.
He did a great job gathering himself and making that layup as easy as it could be for him versus the plays that we saw on the 2 prior with a really difficult pass across the court and a very tough short shot in the lane. There you go. That's a nice pull-up. Good job by Yeshiva.
Yeshiva answers. That time it's Agent Zero, Greenfield. And the Mustangs answer right back. Andrew Jarzina with another reverse layup.
Taking on the contact. That was beautiful. And he gets himself a free throw as the Mustangs go back up by 3.
If Kyrie Irving's watching, he'd be proud of that, partner. Draws the harm.
That's an interesting name right now.
The old-fashioned three-point play before the days of the ABA. Shot no good. 2:08 to go in the first quarter. It's 11-8 Mustangs. We'll get some more substitutions at the next stoppage. Meanwhile, Yeshiva needs a 3 to tie. They're just trying to get a basket. Pump fake, gets his defender in the air. Bounce pass stolen by the co-captain. Lead pass to Jarzina. A little too much velocity on it. It goes out of bounds. Here we go. New players onto the court.
That was 2 good right ideas there. Great pump fake. But instead of taking the pull-up jumper, ended up turning it over on the pass. And then that pass was just a little bit too tall. Could have been an easy layup if they had converted.
1:46 to go.
By the way, anybody who's having any problems with the scoreboard, directed to me, Mark Carmen. I'm doing the best I can to keep it up to date and honest.
Doing it manual today. Doing a good job, partner.
Thank you, pal.
Almost a backboard violation. Almost stepped on the midway line.
Ooh. He likes that baseline, Kyle. That's 2 times, and those are both good, strong takes.
If you like old school basketball, attack in the paint, this is the game for you. If you like Golden State Warriors 3-point shots all night, well, we'll see in the second half. But thus far, both teams attack in the paint, not a lot of outside shooting.
Listen, it looks easy when you watch Steph Curry play basketball. That is one of the most difficult things to do on a basketball court. I like the fact they're trying to get themselves into the paint, get open looks, shoot. I'm not saying don't shoot 3-pointers, but they should be open 3-pointers. Unless it's Carly out there. She can drill from anywhere.
6 fouls for the Mustangs, 3 for Yeshiva. And they can't box out. Yeshiva gets another try.
Didn't look at the basket, could have had himself a layup.
2-point shot ties it up, no good. Vasilopoulos goes after it. Who touched it last? Last touch by Yeshiva. Good job by Lavi to go after it.
I think we got to call reversal.
I hate that. Without replay, you got to go with your initial call. Unless you have a guy closer to it than you did, which you didn't. That's not good basketball. You got to go with the original call. Without a replay system, and you're the nearest official, you got to stick with your call.
We have an MVP fan to my left who's saying, that's okay, it's the ref's call. Got to respect your officials.
I do too. You just got to stick with the original call. He was right the first time. Mid-range Jay, got it. We're all tied at 11. That time it's good by Meltzer.
Beautiful pass, had the confidence to shoot it, and was able to knock in the short one.
Jarzina's dominating right now, partner. Do you try to double team or have quicker help defense in the paint?
The play is so scattered, it'd be hard to double team. It's everything.
Blocked from behind and kept in by the Mustangs. They got a man in front, but beautiful defense coming to get back into the play by Greenfield. The block was by Northside Sven Keebler.
That was a young man looking at the crowd. He was very happy with his deflection. If I was the head coach of Yeshiva, I would not necessarily be thrilled with that, but maybe that's me being too old school. Play the game. Don't worry about the crowd.
30.2 left. Inbounds play to the right wing side. Fakes the shot off the corner. Jarzina back out to Greenfield. Greenfield kicks it out to the top of the key. Valensky. Sorry, that's Doherty.
Playing for one or not.
3-point shot, no good. Rebounded by Yeshiva. That time it's Greenfield. As they get past half court. Trying to keep it in. That time stolen away by the Mustangs. And a tie-up. Jump ball, possession arrow to Yeshiva.
Poor clock awareness right there. They were in a hurry and didn't need to be.
You got time for a pass, a dribble, and a shot. You could also do a pump fake, get your defender up in the air, and try to draw the foul.
Well, you're inbounding in an odd spot here. Ideally would be nice to get something going to the basket, but that's not easier said than done.
Got to
Open
shoot.
three.
From way downtown. He got it at the buzzer. Ben Porat. Full name, Ari Ben Porat, and it's 14-13. Fasman Yeshiva as we go to break here on SportsBroadcastSolutions.com.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. We broadcast sporting events for people of all ages, including adult leagues, high school leagues, and kids. Complete with professional-looking graphics, broadcasters, color analysis, and commercials. We do pre- and post-game interviews with the players. In addition, Sports Broadcast Solutions does highlight films, including college recruiting reels, highlight films you'd see on sports news programs, and just simply highlight films for fun. Sports Broadcast Solutions also provides raw footage and live streams if you'd like. Subscribe to us and listen to our professional talk videos about relevant topics in the pro and college ranks. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, contact us at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital world.
Reset the
14-13, Fasman Yeshiva, and, well, we can't bet on high school sports, but me and you made our suggestions of what this game was going to be, and what we saw in pregame warm-ups, it looked like it might be a blowout for the Mustangs, but Fasman Yeshiva on the road in Skokie has looked good in the first 8 minutes of action.
They were running 3-on-2 and 2-on-1 drills. It did not look particularly compelling, but practice perhaps made perfect. Yeshiva, you can't ask for more in the first quarter. They lead it by 1.
Here we go. Second quarter of action. The Mustangs with it. Bounce pass to the left wing side. Now back to the top of the key. Connor Doherty coming off the bench late in the first quarter. Mustangs trailing by 1. No shot clock, of course, in the IHSA. Back to the right wing side. About 4 feet away from the basket. Stutter step move on his pivot foot. Gets the shot up, no good, but he'll go to the line for 2. Sven Keebler had a big block late in the first quarter.
Right there, you rewarded the offensive player after you played great defense. Make him hit that shot. Tip your cap if he does.
That's now 4 fouls against Yeshiva. First one good, perfect shot. We are also pre-recording tonight in 720 and 1080p. If there's any problems with the Wi-Fi. Shot's good. By the way, the text line's open tonight. Your favorite high school, college, or NBA memory, text 330-957-7653. Yeshiva, not wasting any time and getting the layup, was Wogan.
Great job breaking the press, and then that was a more difficult finish, and he was able to get it done.
We're starting to see a little run and gun offense from both teams right now.
Wow.
The Euro step to create space, and he gets the fadeaway jumper. That time it was Garfinkel.
I mean, the Euro step in the lane out of nowhere. Whoa!
The offense has woken up for both teams. Amir Arjaman fakes the three. Gets his defender up in the air. Layup no good. Offensive board was there. They had numbers, but Northside College, probably the last time Doherty got it. Kicks it out to the top of the key. Hesitation move in the lane. Jumper no good. Rebounded by Yeshiva. Going the other way. Northside has numbers. How about that? A 2-on-4, and he dribbles through the defense for the layup.
Again with the Euro step and the finish with the left hand. Big time.
We're all even up at 20, 6:14 to go. From way downtown, bring it up. Owen Amir Arjaman, looking like Steph Curry with that three.
This is 2 strong minutes of offensive basketball here.
Just hits rim. And Yeshiva gets the board, got to box out better. Mustangs on that possession. Do you think that was a foul, partner? I mean, you can make the argument for it, but looked like the offensive player leaned in versus contact.
I think the official got that one right. Either way, it was a good move, under control, and he gets rewarded with a couple of free throws here in a 3-point game.
Shai Warsaw will shoot.
I got to tell you, Kyle, I think there's no question that Yeshiva's confidence is continuing to grow here as they hang in this game longer and longer and trying to make it a 1-point game. That doesn't happen.
Rebound that time to Kolade. And here goes Jarzina. Lack of communication that time between 4 and 30, and it's picked up by Amir Arjaman. Amir Arjaman. Now driving in is Vasilopoulos. Good pass inside the lane, no good. Rebounded by Kolade. His second chance, no good, but he'll go to the line for 2.
So that was decent offense right there. As Yeshiva stays in that man-to-man, working the weave to get yourself down the lane. I think that certainly could have been called a travel. Might have gotten away with one right there, but gets a couple free throws.
Another reminder that the text line is open tonight, your favorite high school, college, or NBA memory, 330-957-7653. Shot is good by Kolade. As Yeshiva is going to go to the bench, Koresh and Warsaw will take a seat. Second opportunity by Kolade is good. It bangs home for the 3-point lead. It has been very close all night long. An 8 o'clock start.
Press has bothered Yeshiva as far as speeding him up, but once they've gotten into the front court, they've run their offense.
Stolen away. Good defense that time by Bondi. Bondi out to the left wing side. Amir Arjaman. Bad pass, stolen away by Yeshiva. Lead pass. One hopper, no look shot. Circus shot, no good. Looking for the fall off the head, wasn't called. Here come the Mustangs. No look pass. It's good. Andrew Jarzina having himself a half. And Yeshiva's seen enough. They call time. We'll take a 15-second break. It's Yeshiva 21, the Mustangs 28 here on SBS.
This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital sporting world.
(28-21), largest lead of the game for the Mustangs. And what do you think the coaching staff is talking about with their players right now from the Yeshiva end?
Well, first off, that three-pointer was the way to gather yourself on the break. That was impressive to me. But look, again for Yeshiva, you know you're going to be pressed the whole night. So once you get across half court, settle in, run your offense. I think that's probably focal point number one. And rebound the basketball. Rebound the basketball.
4 timeouts remaining in the half for Yeshiva. It'll be the men wearing the blue and light blue with the basketball. Fasman Yeshiva, D.R. Wogan will take it at the Mustang sign. Underneath the hoop. And a good pass to get it out. Crosses over. Dangerous. Could have been a double dribble. No call. Breakaway. Jarzina again.
Could have an ankle injury here, too. 13 is asking to come on out.
Injury on the floor. Garfinkel will take a seat.
He tried to slip through the double team, just as we were underlining, Kyle, that the press has given Yeshiva some trouble. And worst case scenario there, not only do you turn it over, but you end up getting injured at the same time. Not great.
That might be a time partner you call timeout. You can't afford a breakaway like that. 30-21, biggest lead now for the Mustangs. We'll keep saying that as long as the Mustangs continue on in this run. And traveling called against Yeshiva. That time it's Greenfield. Boaz Greenfield with a costly mistake and a three-point shot would make it a lead of a dozen. Jarzina with the left hand. That time no good. Trying to steal it from behind. Yeshiva will reset here in the half court. 3-point Jay. Got it. Bangs it home. Greenfield keeps his team alive. It's a 6-point deficit.
I like his game. Got an attitude out there.
Do you like the shot on that possession, partner? It seemed like a little early on in the shot clock. I know there's no shot clock, but early on in that possession in the half-court set.
Well, that comes down to philosophy. Do you take your first open look? Because it wasn't wide open, but that's a shot he certainly could make. I didn't hate it.
We'll stick with the action here with 3:54 to go. Still in COVID protocol. Me and Mark wearing masks tonight, as is Carly. It's been a fun night thus far. It's 30-24. If you missed any of the action, just hit that rewind button. We'll also upload in 720 and 1080p here on the SBS YouTube channel. This is our backup channel, by the way. We were double booked tonight. We were at Bennett Academy as well. Bob Vilsaway and Eric Ratchey were at Bennett against Lyons Township. And
when Bob Vilsaway gets involved in any broadcast, that broadcast is bound to be an enormous success.
Well, of course, he's got a French last name. That means it's automatically cool.
Did I say his name correctly there, Bob Vilsaway?
Vilsaway.
Vilsaway.
Yeah. You're 0 for 100.
Since we started together doing this work, Kyle, I think I've never gotten it right, but I think I just did. Bob Vilsaway.
Bob Vilsaway. Yeah.
So 1 for 101. Damn it.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go. I'm proud of myself. It's been a good ball game tonight. I've loved having the road crowd coming in, and we got a 6-point game midway through the second quarter. I've been impressed with Yeshiva, and I've been impressed with the Mustangs. Certainly with their ability to make some shots and knock down some wide open threes that I think actually look easier than they were because they're in transition. You got to get yourself set. And they've had an advantage on the boards, and they've had an advantage with their press.
And they haven't counted yet on the Jumbotron, so it might have been an official's timeout. 3:54 to go. Yeshiva basketball in their own territory. Having trouble with the full court press. It was instituted by the Mustangs early on in the second quarter, and another breakaway.
That time you had 3 players back. It caused too much congestion. They weren't spread out enough.
It is tough getting past that full court press. I always think of that famous Northern Iowa Texas A&M game. You remember that? Where Northern Iowa was up by 12 with under a minute to go, and then A&M forced the full court press, and A&M came back.
When you're longer, more athletic, it causes problems. I don't remember that game for the record. I should, but I don't.
Alex Caruso on that A&M team.
Oh, now talk about a guy having an impact.
Bad pass. Do you consider calling another timeout in the next minute or so?
No, we're going to play basketball. Y'all are going to figure this out. There's nothing more you can say. I'm sure he said plenty by this time.
If you're the Mustangs, what do you want to do on this possession?
I run your offense, get yourself, either get down the lane or get yourself an open three. I mean, that's basketball nowadays.
If I'm the Mustangs, I want to feed it to Jarzina. They have not found an answer for him yet. Still having problems with the full court press. That's at least 3 turnovers caused in the last minute by the full court press.
Good take.
Tough shot, good rejection.
You used his physical superiority to get in the lane, just couldn't make the shot.
Yeshiva going to slow it down with under 3 to go. Getting it in near the painted area, 4 feet away from the basket, kicks it back out to the 3-point line. Air ball. Mustangs had it briefly, they get it back. Almost a double dribble, 2-on-1 now for Northside. Jarzina's shot no good, no call and a block. Yeshiva's got numbers, a 4-on-1 after the block, good pass. Foul from behind by Vasilopoulos. Good foul though, partner. That was a 4-on-1. I thought for sure that was going to be an easy layup.
That was a great job on the other end by Yeshiva to recover and somehow keep the Mustangs from getting the lead to 10. Couple of great opportunities. And then to go the other way for the Mustangs to get back and able to make them earn at the foul line here was almost equally impressive. A lot of effort on this basketball court tonight. Love of the game is out and on display.
So an interesting free throw attempt. He likes to have one foot in front of the other, then get set. Shot's good by Meltzer.
However it works, Will Chamberlain used to shoot him underhanded. No, that didn't work, but he did.
The one time he was good, though, he made a lot of free throws. The night he scored 100.
I think, 28 of 32, I think is the stat on that. Yeah. Wilt supposedly made them when they mattered.
Air ball.
And the always slightly stunning air ball from the foul line.
That's the time you just got to throw it at the rim and then dunk it from the free throw line. If you think you're going to airball it.
You used to be able to do that. Open look.
Shot. There's another air ball, rebounded by the Mustangs.
Good save.
Well, luckily it wasn't stolen by Yeshiva. And Jarzina, that shot no good. Help defense comes, and it looks like they're finally rotating quick enough to force some tough shots for Jarzina. Jarzina's number 4. 32-25, 2 minutes remaining in the second quarter.
Key time in the game here. Can Yeshiva close down the 7-point deficit and or not fall down double digits here before half?
Do not need a 3, just need a basket.
I like this patience.
Trying to pass it inside.
Ooh.
Late foul on the play. It was called against Ali Umerdeen.
I thought he had good position there, but the ref saw it differently, so we'll go to the foul line. That's 2 shots here with the 10th foul.
The most interesting free throw stance in the IHSA. It works.
6-point game. This game's going to go to half well in doubt.
I mean, the Mustangs are probably not that confident. A lot of their baskets have come from the press. Another 2-on-1.
I think the scoreboard operator did not start the clock because I know I didn't start mine and nothing went off.
Got 133 right now, 10 fouls committed by the home team, 6 by Yeshiva. That's big now, partner, because now Yeshiva is in the double bonus.
Got to make your free throws. Practice makes perfect. Can't spend enough time at the foul line. There you go.
Shot good. Doherty comes into the game for the Mustangs. Bondi will take a seat. Clock starts with 1:28 to go. 3-point shot. No good. Rims in and out. Rebounded by the Mustangs.
In rhythm. Good look.
On the right hand. Switches to the left. Shot no good. Rebounded again by the Mustangs. Turnaround jumper. Sven Keebler.
Got hit in the head. No call, but worked out for the Mustangs with the foul.
Under a minute to go. First half of basketball. Out of bounds. Last touch off the foot of Valensky. 55.2 remaining.
Teammates were begging for him to give it up, but was feeling the pressure and couldn't get out of it.
If the Mustangs want, they can hold for the last shot. Didn't even think about doing that. 5 seconds into their possession, attempted a jumper. It was an air ball. That's a bad reach-in foul by the Mustangs. 2 free throws coming up for Yeshiva. And Mark, there's a time to be aggressive and there's a time to just get back in defense. That's a time to just get back on defense.
Well, when you're down 9, I mean, I get it from a Yeshiva standpoint.
For the Mustangs, that's a silly reach-in foul.
Yes and no. I mean, you're stopping, in theory, a breakaway layup.
They had numbers on defense. Yeah. Another substitution.
I'd have to go back and look at the tape, Kyle, to see what those. But if they were back, you're absolutely correct.
Omar Dean back into the game. Second shot is good. 35-27. 44 seconds left. On the left, kicking it out to the 3-point line. Shot is good. Nothing but the bottom of the net for Steven Tran. 38-27. Back out to the 3-point line. From 10 feet away, no good. Driving in, lost it. Back out to the corner, pump fake. Up in the air, gets the shot off.
That was an obvious travel that was not called. But refereeing is a difficult job.
Especially he's got another guy, but.
I mean, he faked the shot, landed, and can't do that. All things considered, I mean, maybe Yeshiva's a little disappointed they're down 10 here, but you're hanging around still after leading after 1 quarter by a point. So good job by the Mustangs establishing themselves here in the second quarter.
Second one's good. 9-point lead. Mustangs have plenty of time for the last shot. Tough pass. Should have been stolen. In the lane. Fader. I mean, the little floater shot. No good off the back iron, and that's where we stand. It's 38-29 as we go to break. 5-minute break. Then we give you some halftime analysis here on SBS.
of the things that makes Northside really special are the people. We have an amazing student body. We have amazing faculty and staff. Our students and faculty and staff come from all over the city, so we have this wonderfully diverse population of people who come together in the spirit of community and learning on a regular basis. I would also say the opportunities that our students have and our faculty and staff have also make Northside special. So being able to learn and engage with and work with people from all over the city, whether those are adults or teenagers, each and every day, and having those diverse experiences come into the same space, whether that's diversity in terms of race or ethnicity or neighborhood or cultural experiences, all of that coming together in this one space, I think, is what makes Northside very special. First and foremost, I would describe the typical Northside student as teenagers. Whether they're at Northside or any other place, teenagers are teenagers. Northside students specifically, I would say that you have everything from your students who are really into athletics to students who are quirky and into dance or into special clubs. So there's a wide variety of interests. Again, going back to that diversity, there are so many different types of students, but I think one of the great things about Northside students is you'll see that mix, that kind of cross-collaboration of interests, whether it's academics, so your math student might also be the dance student who speaks 2 different languages or 3 different languages. So there's this wonderful, wonderful range with our students. I think I would be remiss if I didn't point out that our students are incredibly kind and supportive to each other. So we see that on a daily basis, even in the way that they've been supporting each other the last 7 months and the way that they're continuing to support each other right now. I would describe the Northside teachers and staff as super dedicated. They are experts in their fields. They're experts who are dedicated to learning and growing with teenagers. Not only that, they're dedicated to continuing to learn and grow in their practice. So our faculty and staff are incredibly supportive of our students. They're incredibly supportive of each other. And I feel like I am lucky to be able to work with such a dedicated faculty and staff on a regular basis. It's very much in our name that we're a college preparatory high school. So our goal is to prepare students for post-secondary success, but we also recognize that our students take very different pathways. So we feel, even though we're preparing our students to go off to college and explore everything that has to offer, and we believe that they're well prepared for that, there are other options available, and we encourage students to pursue those pathways as well. Just as there are various pathways in the 4 years that students are here that they can take, we recognize that students are going to take different pathways when they leave here. So whether it's going the traditional college pathway or going into service or some kind of service to the community, we feel that students are well prepared based on their education and their experiences here. Last year, we didn't get a chance to celebrate our 20th anniversary, but this school has been in existence for 20 years. And I was lucky enough to be a faculty member when the school opened in 1999, and then come back as the principal of Northside. And the way in which the school has stayed true to the founding principles, and we've learned and we have grown with our students and how our student population has changed over the years. I'm very, very proud of that, and I know that in the upcoming days, upcoming months, upcoming years, the school will continue to adapt to serving the needs of students in Chicago public schools and serving the kids that are in front of us each and every day. So I'm really proud of the work that we do.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. We broadcast sporting events for people of all ages, including adult leagues, high school leagues, and kids. Complete with professional-looking graphics, broadcasters, color analysis, and commercials. We do pre- and post-game interviews with the players. In addition, Sports Broadcast Solutions does highlight films, including college recruiting reels, highlight films you'd see on sports news programs, and just simply highlight films for fun. Sports Broadcast Solutions also provides raw footage and live streams if you'd like. Subscribe to us and listen to our professional talk videos about relevant topics in the pro and college ranks. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, contact us at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital world.
I hope you're having as much fun as I am. I'm Kyle Smith alongside Mark Carmen, and Mark, it's 38-29 Mustangs, but the real story of this game is what an effort by Yeshiva coming on the road, looking to avenge the JV team getting destroyed, and the varsity team has looked pretty good, but they've struggled against the full-court defense of the Northside Mustangs.
It's been a great first half of basketball, Kyle. I was, have been impressed with Yeshiva's ability to hang around and make some very difficult shots. The Mustangs, their press has been overwhelming. They've done a great job on the board as well, on the boards, and have hit some tough shots. They also did not allow themselves to get rattled by the game staying tight early, and just kept doing what they do. It's been, I actually think both halftime locker rooms are pretty pleased with where they're at.
Well, I think the Mustangs are more pleased than Yeshiva for obvious reasons. You're up by 9, you're at home, you've got the somewhat of a big lead. For the Mustangs, though, they've got to play a little bit more relaxed. We've seen some bad turnovers. And for Yeshiva, Mark, how are they going to battle through this full-court press? Because you expect Northside to keep doing it, especially if they have the conditioning to maintain that pressure for the next 16 minutes.
So you've got to settle down, even though your inclination is going to be to speed up when the press is going. So when the ball's in your hand, you want to have your eyes up, looking to see who is open down court to make it as easy on yourself. Don't try to dribble through it. And also, you don't always have to go forward. Sometimes a couple steps back with your head up and seeing what emerges as far as what teammates are open. That's as good of a way to beat the press than to actually battle, plow your way through it.
What's it going to take for a Yeshiva comeback to win this basketball game?
Well, I think we're gonna need some hot shooting here, Kyle. They're gonna have to break that press, and then perhaps get a little hot at the three-point line. But you look, they finish very frequently, competently in the lane. Have hit a bunch of tough shots. So I think if you could get rid of the turnovers, this game could get real tight, but that's a big if right now.
Yeah, we'll see if Yeshiva can get past that full court press. And I want to bring up, and I'll bring it up one more time, it's hard to beat that press. We mentioned the Northern Iowa Texas A&M game. I still can't believe that happened. They were up 12 with under a minute to go, but that full court press, especially if you don't have the passers and the dribblers to get past it, it can create a lot of problems, especially if you don't see that a lot in the regular season.
Look, Syracuse has made a living for their entire Jim Boeheim career with playing their zone. You've had teams that have lived on making things uncomfortable, playing 94 feet of basketball pressing, and that's what the Mustangs are doing tonight. I mean, it's not a very complicated press. It's basically man-to-man, we're going to pick you up and just and double-team the basketball, but it's causing problems, big-time problems.
They're getting right in your face and begging you to either dribble past it or find the open man, possibly cherry-picking down the court to get that pass through. But right now, it's the Mustangs 38 and Yeshiva 29. But the real story of this game, too, partner, is Jarzina is having a heck of a game, especially with those reverse layups to the left side of the basket.
Absolutely. Listen, big-time players make big-time plays. And he's made a bunch tonight. So, also, I've just been impressed with the level of control, both in the lane and also settling into shooting open jump shots. It's been impressive.
We will take a 30-second break. Third quarter about to start. It's Yeshiva against the Mustangs here on SBS.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website.
Another full court press by the Mustangs. Third quarter of action. Yeshiva has trailed most of the game. Can they answer in the second half? They trailed by 9. His foot was on the line, by the way. Doesn't matter. Air ball. Lead pass right in stride to Vasilopoulos. And Vasilopoulos gets it to go. A little off balance, but it was good nonetheless.
That was not a good shot. Foot on the line, contested in the corner. Don't like anything about that. And a great job on the other end. Control of the lane. Tough finish. Got it to go.
How much can Yeshiva answer? They've got to be tired. They play their starters most of the game. Left-handed layup. Good finish. The finger roll finish for number 21, Schechter.
Beautiful take. And got himself a little elevation and a nice finish with the left hand, which, of course, he is a lefty.
Bad foul. Partner, that time he had him where he wanted him. Just let him go out of bounds. Or force him to call a timeout.
Little overzealous, that's fair.
We haven't seen a lot of bad fouls. Most of them have been aggressive and under control. That time, an out-of-control foul bails out the Mustangs.
Good kick, good pull-up.
From about 8 feet. The elbow shot, no good. I don't know about that one, partner. What did you see that I didn't see?
To be honest, I was watching the shot. I did not see how physical it was, but he did get pushed all the way across the lane, or ended up across the lane. Good pass.
Good pass, good finish. Meltzer again. Putting the team on his back. Can the Mustangs answer? Up by 7 with 6:34 to go. Bounce pass back to the top of the key, deep behind the three-point line. Trying to feed it inside. Help defense wasn't there. He was all alone, and not being able to finish was Kolade.
It was like he faked having his body there to get him off balance, and somehow it worked.
Gets the rebound off the bad shot. Floater shot, no good. I'm surprised Kolade rushed it. He had all the time in the world to step into his layup and finish.
Yeshiva very fortunate. They ended up getting the basketball back there. There were 2 Mustangs, but neither were able to corral it. So they get another shot at it down 7.
See if you can get a screen and a quick shot. Feeding it inside in the lane. They got it. Yeshiva again.
It's good passing in close quarters.
Front court dominating early on for Yeshiva. It's a tie-up.
Called a foul, wow.
Jump ball, possession arrow to Fasman Yeshiva.
That should have been a jump ball, but all day.
Yeshiva, not too far away from Skokie. The battle of the suburb versus the city right now. The city winning by just 5. Skokie, of course, is on the yellow line. 3-point jumper, no good off the back iron. Rebounded by Yeshiva. A breakaway for Yeshiva. It's good.
Wow.
Almost a turnover.
Did a great job getting control of the basketball. That ball was scooting around. And then a contested finish with the left hand. That's big time right there.
Vasilopoulos kicks it out to the 3-point line. Driving into the Mustangs. Kicking it inside. Shot no good, but there was a foul.
Good
from
pass.
Behind by Koresh. Kolade has been a little inconsistent, but that doesn't matter if he can hit both free throws here.
That was a great drive and dish. Good call by the official. Let's see if can knock down a couple free throws.
First one, it's good. Two-possession game unless you get a 4-point play. Greenfield will take a seat. Zotz back into the game.
Dwight's got good touch at that free throw line. See if he can knock down the second or get this lead back up to 5. Nope.
Rebounded by Yeshiva. 1 of 2 at the free throw line. Traveling called against Yeshiva.
That was a blatant travel. Not in control.
If it wasn't a travel, it looked like his foot was on the line anyways. It was a double bad. Inside the lane. Oh my goodness, Jarzina.
Wow. Can't do it better than that.
That was just all willpower, wanting it more than the defense. Turn around, Jay Vassopoulos.
The Mustangs trying to put this game away right here.
I'm not too sure about that call. There was contact from both sides.
A little bit of contact. I didn't love it, but there was contact.
Kind of a... It looked like an excuse me call by the official as both guys were going after the basketball. I don't mind the call so much, but you're going to have to call that for the rest of the game.
Now that, this is going to be my last comment on the officials tonight, but when that particular official who just made that call, he was standing in the backcourt. If you're going to make a call down at the other bucket, you got to at least cross half court and make that effort. Otherwise, there's 2 officials. You've taken yourself out of it. You are guessing from 60 feet away. It's bad integrity.
The only thing I have to say, devil's advocate to that, you can never make a call on the run. You have to stand pat and make it. So you never want to run and make the call because your head's bopping up and down. If that's as close as he can get, then he's got to make the call from there. So it's maybe more of a problem of conditioning versus being in the wrong spot. But you cannot make a call on the run. 3-point shot for the Mustangs. No good. Karams all the way back near the backcourt. Mustangs somehow get it back. Good pump fake. And the finish. Delight Colade.
Hell of a pass. Tough finish, too, and got it to go.
Yeshiva's got numbers. 2-on-1. Lead pass. Bounce pass. Pump fake. Thought about the J. Kicks it back out to the 3-point line. Falling on the floor. Bodies flying. And it was tie ball.
He called
Both players had hands on it.
He called a jump ball. I didn't see that. The player was trying to find someone to pass the ball to. He wasn't tied up. I don't get it.
Timeout on the floor. We'll take a 15-second break. It's Yeshiva 39, Northside 47 here on SBS.
This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital sporting world.
The guy is terrible.
(47-39), 3:52 to go in the quarter. And partner, this is how the game is going to be. So whoever is better at free throws might win this game because it's going to be a lot of free throws for the rest of the game. There's been a lot of ticky-tack calls. And look, I'm okay with that as long as it's consistent the rest of the game.
Consistency, thy name is Kyle. You come ready to play. You come ready to officiate. You come ready to videography. You come ready for play-by-play. You come ready for color. You come ready for stats. Consistency.
You came ready to invent verbs. There's no such thing as videography.
Videography is a legit word. I can look that up.
Camera operating. There's a videographer, not videography.
Camera operating. Listen, if you don't think that videography is a word, I got a dictionary that I can sell you.
I'm going to look this up, but I'm pretty sure it's not a verbal phrase.
Where did you go to college? This is the University of Iowa over here, buddy. We're talking about playing in the Big Ten championship game on Saturday.
I'm from the Jesuits, St. Ignatius of Loyola. Marquette University, baby. The Jesuit education.
I respect the Golden Eagles.
Dwayne Wade. Jimmy Butler. Driving in, Mustangs fakes the three. From way downtown, Jarzina almost got it to go. It's going to be Fasman Yeshiva's ball.
It's a good look. Didn't go down. Here comes the press.
2 fouls for Yeshiva, 4 for the Mustangs. As they're going to call travel against Yeshiva.
I don't know about the consistency that we're seeing tonight, but regardless.
Yeah, they have not called a lot of travel and double dribbles tonight. Up in the air. Looked like ups and downs, but they bailed him out with the foul call.
I think our scoreboard operator also just fell asleep. We're still at 3:30, but that's okay.
You don't even have to start the clock. Every 5 seconds, there's a foul call.
We did say earlier in the broadcast, oh, here we go. I think the official might be looking at the clock. I'm not sure.
Now, some officials will have stopwatches in their back pocket, and they'll start it once somebody touches it. I've done that Daktronics scoreboard. It's not as easy as it looks. Now, I love basketball. You love basketball. It's pretty easy for us. If you get somebody down there that doesn't like basketball or has never watched a basketball game, can you imagine how terrifying it is to do that?
You're making me think of multiple experiences sitting at the scorer's table in my career where...
You've done it before?
I've never done that, no. But I've been down at the scorer's table where the CD player broke and they asked me to sing the national anthem. You ever been in that spot?
I have. I've done that.
You sang the national anthem?
I did. Now, I'm a singer. Well, I'm not a singer, but I used to be an actor when I was a kid. So.
Things you didn't know about Kyle Smith.
No, I've told you that before.
Yeah. I think...
You just weren't listening like my girlfriend.
I do remember you talking about it before, but I still could use that story again. Just on the off chance that somebody who's listening right now didn't hear that back then.
By the way, this is your last opportunity to text the text line, 330-957-7653. Near the painted area, shot no good at the baseline, rebounded by Vasilopoulos. Vasilopoulos kicks it back out just outside of the three-point line and back out to the top. Hesitation move to create separation from way downtown, no good. Vasilopoulos tried to get it off the rebound, no good. And rebounded by Yeshiva. And then recovering the ball are the Mustangs. Back and forth we go. It's a ping pong game right now. And finally, chance number 6 on that possession for the Mustangs.
That is a killer. You got a rebound. Great job by the Mustangs sticking with it. They had seemingly 10 shots that were very makeable, but the 11th went down. If you, I will, I did.
Also, Yeshiva didn't box out.
Yes, that was part of the problem.
I think that was the entire problem.
Well, I think they had a chance to grab the ball at least once in there that didn't happen, even without the box out.
And to be fair, just because you box out, rebounding is a lot about willpower, it's about mechanics, it's about fundamentals. Just because you try to box out doesn't mean you're always going to get the board.
Well, when you're scattered also all across the court chasing, it's hard to have that solid position to box out, but that's probably given a little bit too large of an excuse to not using the fundamentals right there.
Well, here we go again. Northside is up double digits, but partner, they have not been able to put this one away. Is this the time we finally see that game get into 15, 20-point lead?
That's an excellent point, that every time you thought that the Mustangs were going to pull away, Yeshiva has been able to strike back. So I'm not willing to say they won't do it here. This is, they haven't been able to get all the way back, but they've been able to keep it somewhere between 12 and 6 for a long time now. We'll see what they can do right here. But again, the press is going to be on.
50-39, 2:29 to go. 4 fouls called against the Mustangs, 3 for Fasman Yeshiva.
Still got a whole fourth quarter of basketball, too.
Yeah, this is far from over, but can Yeshiva beat the press? They can't that time.
They cannot.
Porat's pass, not a good one. Zot's the intended target.
They are clearly not used to this level of pressure.
3 timeouts left for Yeshiva, 5 for the Mustangs. Yeshiva ball, they've got men down court. Took too long on the pass. Somehow Yeshiva got it back. All the rules of physics have gone out the window in this game, partner. The ball's bouncing places. I don't think it's going to bounce. And somehow Yeshiva got the ball back on that bad pass.
We are not seeing a clinic of fundamental basketball right now.
Not the last 3 minutes, that's for sure. We saw 6 chances for the Mustangs on their last possession. No box out by Yeshiva.
They call foul off the ball on 34. It's trying to get position at the foul line.
In the backcourt, kicking it out to the three-point line. Koresh will take it. He's guarded by Vasilopoulos. Now to Zotz. Zotz, bounce pass at the elbow. Shot no good. And finds its way to the hands of Koresh. Koresh guarded by Vasilopoulos. Off his foot, no backcourt violation. No shot clock. They can still take their time. The floater shot. It was a little rushed. And finally the Mustangs get it. Bondi over to Jarzina. Jarzina, no good. Rebounded again by the Mustangs, that time by Vasilopoulos. 3-point shot off the back iron, no good. Double dribble, no call, and we'll continue on here.
So Yeshiva was livid that they didn't get it over the back call on the other end. But that was another flurry of action. Some really good offense on both ends. It didn't result in any points. And that's only the 5th team foul, so Yeshiva's going to get the ball out of bounds here.
Yep, 6 fouls now for the Mustangs, 3
6 fouls
for Yeshiva. Yeshiva's been good, partner. They have not committed a lot of fouls tonight. 3-point shot, no good. Box out, unsuccessful by the Mustangs. The floater is good.
Soft touch.
There's Jarzina, attacks 2 defenders, bad pass. It was a good pass if it was to his head coach, but that was not the intended target.
In a little bit of a hurry for no real good reason.
And Jarzina might be tired. He's going to take a seat. Yeshiva trying to get a substitution in. That time it's number 21, Schechter. Under a minute to go in the quarter. And after everything that's gone wrong for Yeshiva, a 3-point shot would keep him in it. Good pass to avoid the travel. Oh, Seb's good crossover to create separation. Off the foot again, he's got to pass it, and he does. Now out to Valensky. Valensky gets separation, and then out to the top of the key. Fakes the shot. Double team comes.
Good screen to get him open, but should have shot the shot.
3-point shot, no. Rebounded by Yeshiva, bad pass. Mustangs have numbers. Kolade with the steal and the finish.
Not ideal to throw it underneath your own hoop, and that time it cost him.
One more chance for Yeshiva. 10 seconds left in the quarter. Down by 11. Double team comes. Now 5 seconds. To the corner. Fakes the three. Might have been fouled, and he was. And partner, the Mustangs have to adjust because they're going to call that all night long.
Well, going for a steal and trying to cause a little bit of chaos with only 1.7 of a second left at that point. You obviously did not want to foul. So Yeshiva gets a chance to make it a 9-point game going into the fourth quarter.
Humongous free throws coming up. If he makes both, it's less than 10 points that they trail.
1-1.
Meltzer will take the shots. No good. Somehow missed it. And the 1-1 unsuccessful. They wave off that last attempt by Yeshiva, and it's back to a double-digit lead for the Mustangs here on Sports Broadcast Solutions.
This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital sporting world. This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital sporting world.
Fourth quarter about to start. 11-point lead for the Mustangs. This is still very much a game that Yeshiva can win, partner, but they got to box out better.
Well, the main thing is they got to handle the press. If you're really talking about winning this basketball game, they can't have barely any turnovers here in the fourth quarter. We have a very nervous Mustang fan to my left who has not been. Yeah, right. So, and this parent is carrying the mantle for the parents who don't want to come to the 8 o'clock tip, which we got to appreciate. But I think she is having a great time being here.
Mustangs trying to make it a 14-point lead. No good. 3 shots coming up.
It's a late whistle.
It was definitely a foul. Tran will shoot 3. That's just bad defense by Yeshiva. Just a very unnecessary contest from that deep.
3 free throws could make it a 14-point game here with 7:49 to go.
First one good. If he makes all 3, I'm not going to say the game's over, but it's going to be really tough for Yeshiva to come back.
It's getting tougher by the moment, that is for sure.
The reason I say that, partner, is they just have not shown a consistency to make 3-point shots, and now it's getting to that point, especially with no shot clock at the high school level. Can't box out. Fadeaway jumper, no good. Third chance, and that has killed Yeshiva all night. Driving in, the teardrop. Off the backboard, no good. Went off the backboard and the rim. Another foul.
It's not where you want to foul.
And that's something the Mustangs got to learn, partner. That's the game tonight. Anything close is going to be called for a reach. You just got to avoid it. Is it fair? Is it unfair? That's the game. The officials are running it, and you have to avoid those fouls.
Officials might want to consider it's a Tuesday night, and there's some parents here who need to get home. They want to get to bed. They've got a big day tomorrow. And this crew. And also, for those of us who want to go out and see the sights. Come on, Kyle.
Hey, I'm not saying that they're always the right call, but that's what's been called all night.
That's fair.
Rebounded by the Mustangs. They get it in the fast break, but they can't capitalize.
So there's a lesson here that's not being learned by the Mustangs. They continue to reach in, looking to get the steal. You're up 13. You're not in desperation. You don't need to be giving Yeshiva an opportunity to score with no clock running. It's not what you want right now.
And I do give the credit to the officials. They have not stopped making those calls. They have called that from the first quarter onward. You're just going to have to avoid the reach-ins. And if the officials want to see 50 free throws, that's what we're going to get tonight. And really, if the Mustangs avoid that, they're going to win this basketball game because Yeshiva has not shown that they have a consistent half-court set.
Right now, if you're the Mustangs, run a minute a clock. You're not in a hurry. But there it is, 3-ball up on the way, air ball. It's just you're going to allow Yeshiva to get back in it. If you do that, that's going to be.
That's got to be a foul on Yeshiva.
No, that's that.
There's no way that's on the Mustangs.
I would disagree. Five of Yeshiva was ahead, 0 was chasing, and he ended up cracking into him. That's going to go on the defense every time.
I don't understand that, though. He's going for the ball. He's not even trying to hit him.
Not in control, though. That's not a bad call.
He was tough. Yeshiva's the guy that leaned into him. Probably a no call there, if anything.
He's got a right to the basketball.
Well, partner, you've been around the game a long time. I don't know, though. Especially a close game like this. Luckily, he missed for the Mustang fans. Warsaw, a big free throw coming up. They're all big right now. By the way, we're going to update the fouls. Northside's in the double bonus. They've got 10.
Let me get that done right now. There we go.
10 fouls. We'll put the bonus icon in a second.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Got it.
There we go. Yep, you had it. Nope, back again.
There we go. There we go. All right. Now we're cooking with gas.
10-point lead for the Mustangs. They got to avoid the fouls. That's the only way Yeshiva can come back. It's been a fun one here on the north side of Chicago.
This guy. It's a good drive, good spin move. Would have liked to have seen what would have happened at the finish, but we had a whistle.
6:52 left. Yeshiva will be shooting shots at the charity stripe going forward. Well,
Zero took a big blow right there, but he did not have position.
I think he fouled on purpose because there was definitely a size disadvantage for the layup.
Well, he didn't like the call. He thought he was going to get a charge.
Not a charge on that. His feet were in the painted area. First one's good.
The pace of this game has dramatically slowed down. They will keep the press on, up by 12.
And they let that one go. They have called that a foul all night. 3-point shot, the potential dagger. Rims out, rebound, Mustangs. Jarzina, no call. Now a foul. And the reason why I say no call is they've called a lot tonight, but they let a couple of seconds go off the clock before they finally issue a call for a guy to go to the charity stripe. And this is a good learning process for the Mustangs. There's going to be games like this where there's going to be a lot of fouls called. Shot no good. Now 7 fouls against Yeshiva. What a pass!
Great catch, great finish, beautiful pass, absolutely.
Greenfield with the finish, and they're still alive, down 10.
Technical foul.
What was the call, partner?
They're calling a T on the head coach who was upset, and I get it. I think it's been a frustrating night with the officials, but this is not the time up 10. You're giving Yeshiva life.
I don't agree with that call either. I mean, both coaches have yelled at the officials. He must have said something. The official is closest to what happened than I am, obviously. And he must have said the magic words. Big free throw coming up. Technical foul. It's good. Called the double technical. Yeshiva, they have 9 lives tonight. But they have not been great at the free throw line. It'll be Yeshiva basketball, down 9 with 6:15 to go. Yeshiva has 3 timeouts left, Northside with 5.
Let's see. Now, let's see if the Mustangs can just play good, solid defense here and make them earn a bucket. No reach.
Good move in the lane. Sets his feet and gets it to go.
That was an excellent pass. And didn't try to do too much and knocked down an easy shot.
Stolen away by Yeshiva, and the comeback might be happening tonight. Still has the ball at the free throw line. Just hits rim, they get it back. Fakes the shot. Creates separation. Meltzer!
I'll tell you, Zero has been absolutely incredible for Yeshiva. He is the Alex Caruso of Yeshiva. He's all over the court. And that's getting physical out there. And now what? Oh, the Mustangs want a timeout.
Timeout, Mustangs. We'll take a 15-second timeout. Yeshiva's right back in it, down by 5 here on SBS.
This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital sporting world.
Look at this student section for Yeshiva. They're getting into it.
Right now, the Mustangs, they have to gather their composure. Quit focusing on the officials and realize that you are the better basketball team. You have a 5-point lead. Run your offense. You're still not in a hurry to do anything. And on the defensive side of the basketball, keep your press on. Don't reach. Don't get handsy, and you're going to be fine. But they have lost their way here in the last couple of minutes.
And Yeshiva has had some breaks, especially the double technical. In fact, Yeshiva, they could be leading this game if they could hit more free throws. They've had plenty of chances at the charity stripe, as have the Mustangs. They had that three-pointer.
The difference in this game has been the Mustangs press. It's caused problems all night long.
If you're just joining us, it was 50-39.
Yeah.
It's 56-51, and this is far from over. And if the Mustangs can't avoid fouling, Yeshiva could take the lead in the next minute.
12-6 run. It's not earth-shattering, but it's got them right back in the basketball game.
Yeshiva needs a stop. Offensive foul.
Called a foul on 10 off the ball, pushing off. It's getting physical out there. And the official, too, it's very... You got to remember that the officials are human beings, and right now we have a human being that's having some reactions.
You just got to call it both sides. If it's going to get physical for Yeshiva, it's going to be an offensive foul in Yeshiva. In the lane, rebounded for Fasman Yeshiva. Did he call a timeout?
Jump ball.
He's got to have full possession before the timeout. I thought he might have had possession to get the quick tee. Jump ball, possession arrow, Yeshiva. 5:03 to go in the quarter. It's been a fun one tonight. Under 5 to go. Jarzina's been shut down in the fourth quarter. No good. Meltzer goes after it. Big board for the Mustangs. They got a second chance. Second opportunity, and it goes.
Tough shot. Not borderline ill-advised, but it worked.
Sometimes you got to be aggressive. That time, Owen Amir Arjaman with the big J. This is going to feel like an eternity the last 4:45. So many fouls have been called tonight. In the lane. And a strip and possession arrow for Yeshiva. Stripped that time by Keebler.
That was an enormous shot on the other end to make it a 7-point game.
Travel. In football, you can walk with the ball, not in basketball. You got to dribble it.
Right idea, a little pump fake, step in, but shuffle the feet. Good call.
58-51 from way downtown. No good. Box out, a good one by Yeshiva, trying to keep it in.
Jump ball. It's got to be a jump. They give him timeout. Gave him the time. Wow.
That's the quickest timeout I've ever seen. Timeout called by Yeshiva on the floor. We'll stick with the action. All right. You're the coaching staff for Yeshiva. What do you want here? You want to drive to the basket? Do you want to get a three? Do you want to drive to the basket, kick it out for the three? What's the call here?
Well, first of all, you got to get the ball inbounds and across half court. That's my first concern if I'm Yeshiva, because as we've underlined seemingly ad nauseum, the press has been a problem. And even at half court, I would be most concerned about that. But you do not have an advantage in any one-on-one matchup. So they got to set screens and try to free up their guys for open shots. You're not going to, no one is beating anybody off the dribble. The Mustangs are more athletic, better defenders. So screen the screener, whatever you want to do. You gotta set your guys free that way.
4:25 to go. The Mustangs, led by Matthew Rollins, up by 7, but they were up by a lot more than that earlier.
She's fine. It's terrible. Not great, but... All right, here we go, baby. Let's see if we can get a fantastic finish.
Oh, we're going to get a finish, and we're going to see at least 10 free throws, if not 20.
2-3 zone out of nowhere.
Double team comes, kicks it back out to the three-point line. Driving in, trying to draw the contact, no good. Going for the basketball, Meltzer has it, jump ball. Possession arrow, Mustangs. What?
First of all, that was not a jump ball, that was a foul. Wow, this is tough.
Well, it does say possession arrow to the Yeshiva side, so if it is a tie-up, I apologize.
No, the official signaled that it was Mustangs but he had it wrong.
Falling to the floor.
And I gotta say one thing in the officials' defense here. When you reach literally every single play, it becomes a very hard game to referee. And the Mustangs have been non-stop trying to get the basketball, and that's why this game has slowed down so much.
I will say one thing. They've been calling those reach-ins since early in the first quarter. So it's not like this just came out of nowhere.
We have a little bit of wetness in the lane. Apparently there is not a towel available right now. We've made it to the 4:02.
Here we go, Meltzer at the line. Needs this one. No good.
Yeah, the free throw shooting has, I'd love to see the numbers, but it's got to be around 50%.
Killer misses, but they get the ball back.
That should be a jump ball.
Jump
There
ball
you
this
go.
time. It's to the Mustangs. There's been so many jump balls. I lost count of the possession arrows. An
Let's see
even
if
4
the
minutes
Mustangs
left.
will
It's
actually try to run
58-51 in
some
favor of the
clock.
Northside Mustangs.
There is no shot clock. You're up by 7. You can take the air out of it here if you choose to. You're not in a hurry.
The problem is, partner, they're not that great passing and dribbling, so I don't know if you can kill a minute off the clock. Driving in. Great usage of the backboard.
Big
and
shot.
finally, rims through. Double team comes. Great lead pass. Trying to finish, and the foul. Good foul, though. Would have been an easy layup. And you got to give credit to this Yeshiva offense. They're seeing the press come on the double team, and it's leading to easy breakaways the other way.
Another timeout.
Timeout on the floor. We'll take another 15-second break. It's Yeshiva 51, the Mustangs 60 here on SBS.
To worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
60-51. It was an 8 o'clock start. It's now 9:38. It's been a long one.
We were moving along, and then we weren't. we're having a 10-minute talk right now. But hey, listen, 9-point game. I'm a little confused here. The Mustangs are playing at the same pace like it's the first quarter. You can sit out and make Yeshiva foul, but they for whatever reason they haven't done that. And even on the other end, they continue to put Yeshiva on the foul line. It's interesting.
Yeshiva has not capitalized at the free throw line like they should. They're just kids, obviously, but if they end up losing this basketball game, they've got nobody to blame but themselves. They've had plenty of opportunities to either tie this one up or take the lead. Down 9, once again, big shots at the charity stripe. First one fouls, double bonus the rest of the way for Yeshiva. It's been that way the most of the fourth quarter. The second one's good by Warsaw, 60-53. Valensky will take a seat. 3:25 remaining in the fourth quarter. Yeshiva down 7. Here come the Mustangs.
Good
Kicking it out to the
pass.
three-point line. The tray is no good. No box out. Rebound to Keebler. And here
Now
come the Mustangs. Vasilopoulos will
can't just-
reset.
You can stand and run clock. They're not even coming out to you. Literally. That was a foul off the ball for an illegal screen, and now we're going to get another technical because the Mustangs continue to talk to the officials. It's not, you cannot.
You just can't argue. You just can't argue.
You cannot do that. Exactly. You're up by 7.
You're up 7 and you've dominated this game.
It's really, it's just kind of amazing to me. If I was coaching and you said something to the official, then I would take you off the floor. If you're going to repeatedly do it, and in that particular instance, he complained to one official, then complained to the other official, and then the bench got involved, and now you got technical free throws being shot. Not good. Not good.
Has this been a perfectly officiated game? Absolutely not. In fact, there very rarely are perfectly officiated games.
But that's not the point.
You just cannot do it.
Ultimately, you're learning life lessons. Things are not always going to go your way, and how are you going to handle it? Not great right now.
Only thing you can do, if you think the officiating's that bad, show them the film and send a complaint to the IHSA. If you lose this game, you can always file a protest.
That's your coach's job, not the player.
But you're still winning this game, and Yeshiva has not been great at the free throw line. Mustangs have it to Vasilopoulos. Under 3 to go, 2:49 to be exact.
There you go. Takes the air out of the basketball. Good job.
Up by 2 threes. That three's no good. Yeshiva with the board. They'll take their time. No shot clock, but if you get some quick baskets, it will not be a problem.
Contested 3 up 6. It's not a good shot.
Tough pass. Somehow got through. It's partially deflected. Loose ball. Touched by Yeshiva. Going after it was Warsaw, and they just could not get some clean passes.
Again, you're up 6 now with 2:17 to go. Couple of substitutions here. You can take this down under a minute. Make them foul. Now here they come up. That's what you got to do if you're Yeshiva.
But does Northside have enough good passers to kill clock? That's the question.
Apparently the Mustangs want to take time. I don't get that either. You had the ball in the front court, and you could just run clock, but they want to stop the clock for some reason. I don't get it.
I think he called the timeout because he wants to get his best backcourt in there. That guys that can dribble, guys that can pass, that can run clock. So I don't mind the timeout there so much, but I do understand what you're saying, Mark, is you had the momentum going, and you had some good rhythm. But if you don't have faith, and look, the Mustangs have not shown that they're good in the half court tonight. They've been inconsistent with it. So you want to get your best set out there that can pass and can run clock and can hold the ball for 30-plus seconds. Practically, you want it more than 60, preferably, but if you weren't comfortable with the guys you had on the floor, that's a perfect time to call a timeout.
He's having trouble with the officials consistently.
And partner, what's going on with Yeshiva? They've been so inconsistent at the free throw line.
It ain't easy up there, Kyle. It looks easy, but it ain't easy. You ever stand in a gym by yourself, shoot free throws?
I have.
I bet you don't make that. I bet you don't make more than 70%.
I do not make Chris Paul 91%. Let's leave it at that.
Hey, in a gym by yourself, nobody around, stand at the foul line. How many do you make? It ain't easy. And even the greats, NBA greats, if you shoot 80%, it's fantastic. Think about that. I mean, okay. I had it wrong. He was a foul. That's what he called time. That makes sense. I didn't realize there was a whistle.
First
there
of the bonus
there
is good.
Go.
Andrew Jarzina, he's been clutch most of the night. He's been pretty inconsistent in the fourth quarter, but before that, he was their go-to guy. Yeshiva can still win, but they got to box out better, and they need a quick three here, preferably. Trying to make it an 8-point lead.
Do not foul. No fouls.
Yeshiva has had so many free throw attempts, including 2 double technicals. Great pass. Trying to draw the contact. No good. And the Mustangs will take their time. The backcourt player, Bondi, will take it.
Coach wants him to foul.
Not the right guy to foul. Neither is that guy. Vassopoulos with it. On his left, now to
now this
Jarzina.
Is a good job. Now you're doing it right.
Now you got to foul.
Take your time. Take your time. Make him come out. There you go.
A lot of clock has been going off that Jumbotron.
Excellent job. Excellent job. This is it. For some reason, Yeshiva's not fouling. I don't know why.
That's why, partner, they have struggled with those passes. It was almost a turnover.
They've been doing it. Look at how great they just did. They took off a whole minute and finally
they did, but if you notice, there was almost a steal at half court. Almost was a breakaway for Yeshiva.
Just tip your cap to my basketball brilliance. I was calling for them to do exactly that. They finally did it. They executed it. They're going to the foul line. You just wound a minute off the clock and, in essence, put the game out of reach.
Yeah. Good call, partner. I will applaud you for that. And if you're wondering why Yeshiva didn't foul, it's because down 10 with 2 minutes to go versus down 8 with a minute 20, sometimes it's worth the risk.
Yeah, I mean, look, there are chances to come back here if we are less than 1%. But do not foul. Do not foul. And finally, get a timeout.
We'll stick with the action here.
Mustangs got a break there. That easily could have been a whistle.
And, you know, I agree with Yeshiva not wanting to foul in that under 2 minutes. They risked it. They almost got the steal. They didn't quite get it. But the Mustangs have not been great in the half court. Really, Jarzina stole the show with those reverse layups. Driving to the basket. He could switch hands, too. Most likely going to have him in the postgame show.
A lot of great plays out there tonight. Very impressive. So to your point, some of the finishes at the bucket were huge, and big pull-up jumper to make it a 58-51 game. When it got down to 5, that pull-up jumper was huge, tough shot. And from there, they've basically been able to hold on here and wind some clock. I'm looking forward to Carly's post-game interview.
Should be fun. We will get most likely Jarzina from Northside and most likely Meltzer if Yeshiva wants to stick around for the postgame show. Don't go anywhere. Postgame interviews brought to you by Sports Broadcast Solutions. Coming up next. Do we dare see a steal, a three, and another three to go to overtime?
We don't. We absolutely don't. Although that would be amazing. But I don't think that's in the cards.
We saw a buzzer beater.
This game has had a lot of twists and turns, though.
Just too many missed free throws. And that's not just the reason Yeshiva lost, but man, not being able to connect on both of those double techs did not help.
It's been a highly competitive game. A lot of effort on both sides. That's gotten a little drawn out here, but but it's been fun to be here for sure. And the Mustangs trying to wind the final minutes here.
If you're the Mustangs, do you give them an easy layup?
I don't know what you're doing. A lot of pressure up top, trying to steal the basketball. I don't quite get it.
Back to the three-point line. Shot no good. And that will do it. Northside's going to win. Trying to draw the foul. Doesn't get the call. But it's good nonetheless.
Good finish. No need to foul. And now another timeout by Yeshiva with 27.2 seconds down 11. Wow.
Give credit to Yeshiva partner. They could have just given up when it was 50-39. They gave it all they had and then some tonight.
They did, and I guess, I don't know if there's a teaching lesson that
got to be able to break the full court press.
Needs to go on right now.
Got to be able to hit free throws. That's really, in a nutshell, what happened to Yeshiva tonight. It wasn't difficult to understand what the Mustangs were trying to do on defense, as you said in the halftime show. They just struggled with it all night. They got it as close as a 5-point deficit. It was 56-51.
Listen, it was a 1-point game after Yeshiva had a 1-point lead after the first quarter. Basically, I forget, a 10-point game at half, roughly.
Yep.
And, we got to a 5-point game in the fourth quarter, and it's going to end up somewhere. Another jump ball. It's going to be the ball to the Mustangs here with 23.6 left.
Yeshiva's not going to, sorry.
Yeah, there was a
originally
jump ball.
The Mustangs had the ball. I was like, what's going on? Here we go. Yeshiva basketball. They need a 3 and a prayer to get back in this one. The exclamation mark on an excellent game for the Mustangs on defense. Stolen away by Jarzina. And they ain't quitting now. They slow it down.
Dribble it out.
Vasopoulos will take his time. Yeshiva not quitting. Backcourt violation not called. Doesn't matter. That'll do it. The Mustangs hang on after Yeshiva cut it to a 5-point deficit.
65-54, and that score I think is pretty appropriate for what we saw tonight. Kyle, that was a good win for the Mustangs. Good battle by Yeshiva. And, fun to be out here tonight.
Final thoughts, partner, before we go to the postgame show.
Hard-fought game. Both teams put it out there. We got a lot of scrums, but in the end, the Mustangs just a little bit better tonight, and they walk out of here with an 11-point win. Fun to be with you, Kyle.
Northside with the big win. They improved to 2-1. Yeshiva falls to 0-1. We'll take a break. Our post-game interviews with Carly Bell coming up next here on Sports Broadcast Solutions.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede.
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the postgame show brought to you by Marion Central Catholic. My name's Kyle Smith. But my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. It's senior night as the Hurricanes win a battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world.
Hey guys, how's it going? I just wanted to try something new. I know we've done a lot of cool videos with should the White Sox trade for Mike Trout and what should the Bears do with Justin Fields in Week 1. And we like what Flemlo Raps does, but sometimes he doesn't do the athletes that I want to see. So I thought I would answer the question, what happened to David Garrard? And here goes.
It's never easy to play the quarterback position at the NFL level. Couple that with being abnormally large for the position and dealing with Crohn's disease, and you have the very underrated career of David Garrard. What makes Garrard's college and NFL career so interesting is nothing came easy for him. He seemed to be a tight end who was actually playing QB. Remember, he was around 240 pounds when he stepped on East Carolina University's campus, but as we later found out, there simply wasn't anything that Garrard couldn't do. The only issue was his ball placement and accuracy, but I'm getting ahead of myself. When looking at the career of Garrard, you always think of two words: never quit. Garrard wasn't the fastest, and he certainly looked too big to play QB. The former Jaguars quarterback sometimes reminded me of Jared Lorenzen, but when the Jacksonville Jaguars needed a big play, Garrard would give you that Cinderella moment, coming out of nowhere and then getting the job done. And although his career probably wasn't as good as Mark Brunell's, he still was one of the all-time greatest Jaguar players. The Jacksonville Jaguars YouTube account lists Garrard as number 23 all-time as a Jaguar player, and I disagree with that. He should be much higher on that list, especially since he didn't always have the most talent around him. But let's not delay any further. As Flemlo Raps would say, this is what happened to David Garrard. Garrard began playing football at around 8 years old. And to no surprise to many people watching this video, many of his coaches didn't see his future at quarterback. When Garrard attended Neal Middle School in Durham, North Carolina, his coaches instead put him at fullback. He was so big that he was basically the Mike Allstott of middle school football, as he pretty much carried the opposing defenders down the field. And according to Garrard, he didn't mind playing fullback. I was happy with the arrangement because I got the majority of the carries, said Garrard. I never even thought about playing quarterback. In fact, it was his preteen and early teenager teammates who actually vouched for him to play quarterback. To test his ability to effectively play the position, his coaches would line up a handful of players 15 yards away from Garrard and tell him to zip the ball to them. After easily completing the passes, the coaches told him to put even more oomph on his throws, and according to Garrard's ego, he quote-unquote lit it up on his next several passes. And from that moment on, he was a future NFL quarterback. But Garrard playing the QB position still came with its set of drawbacks. Garrard entered the NFL when Donovan McNabb and Michael Vick were just getting their feet wet as a black quarterback in the NFL. And for people who weren't born in the early 2000s, it was very much a stereotype that coaches and GMs would stay away from drafting African American quarterbacks. In essence, drafting a black quarterback came with its controversies. Remember when Eagles fans booed at the Donovan McNabb draft selection? It's obviously dumb to point out a purely racism problem since Randall Cunningham, Dante Culpepper, Vic McNabb, and others all got their shot at QB, but black quarterbacks were still very much a small number in the NFL when Garrard was a rookie. But being an African-American quarterback was not the reason why teams didn't draft him. Rather, it was a variety of factors. First of all, being from a mid-major school certainly didn't help David Garrard's draft stock. Interestingly enough, Garrard actually played against Byron Leftwich during their college years. Their lone matchup was an amazing college football bowl game where Leftwich's Marshall team somehow came back down by 30 points and defeated Garrard's East Carolina squad 64-61 in double overtime. This memorable GMAC Bowl game was a preview of both quarterbacks playing together on the Jacksonville Jaguars, where Garrard would get the last laugh by taking away Leftwich's QB job. Garrard got the nickname the Beer Truck when he played at East Carolina University, and the name definitely suits him due to his enormous stature. He explains why he got that nickname.
Coach Logan, he said, you know what, you run down the field and people get out of the way like a beer truck that's out of control. And I ran with it.
Secondly, while Garrard's East Carolina Pirates were very competitive during his time in Greenville, North Carolina, they still weren't a dominant squad. This is important to know because one of the reasons why mid-major quarterbacks like Zach Wilson can rise on the draft board is because their team was undefeated for most of the season. The old adage, you are what your record says you are, can sometimes define how valuable your quarterback play is to the team's overall success. In layman's terms, Wilson's undefeated BYU squad, until their loss to Coastal Carolina, proved to some NFL draft scouts that he's the real deal at QB. Garrard, you might ask? His best season at East Carolina was 9-3, which included ECU defeating the number 13 ranked Miami Hurricanes that season. A very good record at 9-3, but it was still a far cry from Alex Smith's undefeated season when he played quarterback at the University of Utah. Regardless of the reason why Garrard fell in the draft, the Jaguars took a chance on him in the 4th round. and they were rewarded with a fairly decent quarterback. Despite being diagnosed with Crohn's disease in January of 2004, the former ECU Pirate ended up getting honored for the 2009 Pro Bowl, won a playoff game, and even finished with just over 16,000 passing yards in his career. If you're not familiar with Crohn's disease, here's the SparkNotes summary of the illness. Crohn's is an inflammatory bowel disease that causes inflammation of the person's digestive tract. This disease can lead to abdominal pain, severe diarrhea, fatigue, weight loss, and malnutrition. While not usually life-threatening, this IBD can lead to kidney stones, inflammation of the liver, and inflammation of the eyes. To sum up, it certainly isn't easy playing the hardest position of the 4 major American sports and being malnutritious, aka having Crohn's disease. Thankfully for Gerard, Crohn's was very treatable in 2004 and is even more treatable today. The way to generally treat Crohn's is with immunosuppressants and steroids, although surgery might be required on a case-by-case basis. And that was the unfortunate case for Gerard, as he had to have surgery in June of 2004 to remove almost 12 inches of his intestines. Despite that intensive surgery, Gerard ended up staying in the National Football League until 2003, and he did more than just stay in the NFL. He showed why he earned the starting job from head coach Jack Del Rio. In the entire history of the Jaguars, only 3 quarterbacks have won a playoff game, Brunell, Gerard, and Blake Bortles. It's not the most impressive list of QBs, but it's still obvious that Gerard had a
Welcome to the postgame show presented by Sports Broadcast Solutions. Northside Prep coming out with a close win, but a big win over your. You know what? We're going to just continue on. You know, they got a big win today. Second win of the season, 2-1 on the season. Here with Andrew Jarzina right now. Officiating aside. Yeah. Because that officiating aside, what did you just think about the strength and the chemistry and the just absolute continued gut and core moving on with your team?
Yeah, we got to work on our chemistry, but I thought this was like a great test. I think like all of our guys, it kind of brought us together, you know, playing against like that crowd. I think it all brought us together and we're a lot more unified than we were in the past. I think this is going to be a big game for us. I think chemistry is increasing and we're just going to keep on getting better.
It seemed like second quarter you guys really kind of found your offensive rhythm. What was said at the end of the first quarter for you guys to get the win?
At the end of the first quarter, it was just clean stuff up. Shots will fall because in the first quarter, first half, shots were not falling. So it was just getting, coach made sure like, you're fine, just, you know, get it going. Shots will fall, just get in a rhythm.
Now, looking forward into the schedule, obviously you played this game without having any practices, you know, right after Thanksgiving, getting some practice in your belt and heading into the next few games. What's something that you really want to try and improve on heading into the next game?
As a team, I think we need to work on our shooting, definitely. I think we definitely need to work on our rebounding and our defense. I think we, as a pretty short team in the white division, I think we, like, as a pretty short team, we got to work on our rebounding, just being a really scrappy team, getting in on defense, because I think we're a very good offensive team.
Well, congratulations again on the win today. Thank you so much, Andrew, and we'll see you guys in a few more games. That's the final from today. Northside getting the win and moving to 2-1 on the season. We'll have more game coverage for the Mustangs later on.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. At SBS, we offer a professional broadcasting experience for the non-professional athlete. Just like the pros, we offer everything for you. Play-by-play commentary.
A no-hitter at Kane County Stadium. 15 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 error, and that's it.
Color commentary, highlight reels, recruiting videos, and much, much more. Unlike our competitors, we zoom in on the action and always have a live scoreboard with a live time code. If you're ready to have your next sporting event feel like CBS Sports, then make sure to call Sports Broadcast Solutions today. Our phone number is 330-957-7653, or you can go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
saying, here are the facts, go memorize them. It's really about helping the students learn how to learn from each other, how to teach each other, which are more lifelong learning lessons.
Okay, I don't have the word.
One of the programs that I participate in are robotics, and it's really great to be able to collaborate on something and to see solely something that didn't exist before, and now it's only this moving kind of machine that can understand concepts and sort of do what you tell it to do. And you gain that understanding and that knowledge about how things work.
Well, Northside is an amazing institution that I've had the privilege of going to for the last 3 years of my life, and it's opened so many doors of opportunities for me, and I think it's a great place for people to really experience like the most full of their potential.
Something Northside, opened up was a program to Cambodia, and I didn't apply last year, and I was going to apply this year, but then I realized there was this other program with the same, group to Costa Rica and Panama. And I applied to that because I thought it would just be perfect. It's Spanish speaking, the environment, and traveling to a different country, which are things that I love. And I just heard back a few days ago and I got in.
One of the best things about Latin is that a lot of people consider it a dead language, and the question I'm most often asked is, why are you studying a language that no one speaks anymore? But delving into subject matter that no one else really knows, but is the basis of everything today, all of the laws and the civilization we have today, and even our language, which derives more than half from Latin. So it's just a really interesting subject matter that not many people know much about.
I can say on a personal level, having graduated from Northside as a student back in 2005, that this environment gave me the skills and it gave me the ability to be successful at the next level, which for me was going to the University of Illinois. It's what inspired me to want to be a teacher because I had excellent teachers here.
My honors U.S. history teacher has us sometimes take the desks and pretend they're properties, and we'll have battles, and we'll do like a whole Indian removal sketches. We'll act things out. It's really fun.
It's difficult to talk about the accomplishments of Northside because I